Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your infinite wisdom and providential goodness has appointed the officers of rulers and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of humankind, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of such important trusts in this land. Let your blessing descend upon us here in Parliament assembled, and grant that we may, as in your presence, treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the good of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. All which we ask in the name and for the sake of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. I have two announcements, honorable members. The first one, I have to inform the House that Honorable Mercy Mugomo has been appointed to the Speaker's panel following the appointment of Honorable Tsitsi. Following the appointment of Honorable Tsitsi Zhou as Deputy Minister for Lands and Rural Development. Where is the good lady?
Dear Honorable Speaker.
Where is she? Oh, join the panel.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker.
Good afternoon.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to thank you for appointing me to the Speaker's panel. I truly appreciate the appointment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. When you, please come forward. When you stood, I thought you were going to decline. The second announcement, I wish to recognize the presence in the Speaker's Gallery of the graduates from the Youth Service in Zimbabwe. You are all welcome. Are there any notices of motion? Are there any notices of motion? There is none. I have received the following apologies from the executive. Honorable CGDN General Retired Dr. Chiwenga, I think is in Uganda. Honorable Colonel Retired KCD Mohadi, Dr. KCD Mohadi, Vice President. Honorable Professor M. Mube, Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion. Honorable In Lovu, Minister of Environment, Climate and Wildlife. Honorable Minister Mtsongwa, Minister of Women's Affairs, Small and Medium Enterprises Development. Honorable Professor Dr. A. Murira, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. Honorable Dr. Z. Soda, Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services. And Honorable V. Haritatus, Minister of Lands and Rural Development. Honorable B. Kabikira, Deputy Minister of Local Government and Public Works. Honorable Chikomo, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. And Honorable V. Haritatus, Minister of Lands and Rural Development. The Honorable Leader of Government Business is tied somewhere on national duty, and I'm appointing the Honorable Minister Mona, Minister of Transport, to act as Leader of Government Business. We proceed. Questions without notice. The honorable member to take the floor is Honorable Tafanana Zhou.
Maswera se Mr. Speaker se. Mr. Speaker se mvunzo wangu unoenda kuna minister wedu we transport Minister Mona. Minister Mona tiri ku appreciate mabasa muri kuita ayo ari kuita kwa laina.
Ewa.
Ari kuita ku
munomu.
Ari kuita
taura Ruzi Ramai. Ruzi Ramai.
Tukutenda ne mabasa muri kuita aya ari kunanganisa.
Magona manje, magona.
Ari kunanganisa donzo resadak rebandiko re Southern Africa iro rakanangana nemarodzi edu nema license edu ayo ari kuitiwa amuri kunanganisa achinangana nezvakanangana nesadak. Honorable Minister, tiri kuona kutiko pane pari kusarira maererano nemota dzedu idzi dzatotenga mazuvano dzinobva dzine mareflectors adzo anenge akavakirwa mukati. Tinowanikwa vanhu vedu vachisungwa kana vasina kuisa mareflectors.
Zvine zviratidzo.
Zviratidzo izvo zvinenge zviripo zvinoiswa pamota dzedu dzichiwedzera dzichitutsira pamusoro peayo anobva aripo pamota. Sa policy yedu yehurumende inoti chinyi pamota idzo dzinenge dzabva dzine zvifananidzo izvo zvataurwa na Mr. Speaker se kuti iko zvinenge zviripo vachitsanangura zvandataura. Saka ndoda kungonzwisa policy yedu yehurumende inoti chinyi pamusoro pemareflectors anenge akavakirwa pamota haashandi here kana kuti anoshanda. Policy yedu toda kuti ijeke ipapo Mr. Speaker. So thank you so much.
Policy Norondo. Honorable Minister.
Ndinotenda vanoremekedzwa mutungamiri wedare reparliament. Ndotenda zvakare vanoremekedzwa Honorable Zhou. Ichokwadi dambudziko iri rakatekeshera kwemazuva akati wandei vanhu vachishungurudzika nekuda kwemichovha mubayiwa imwe inouya iine zvakarovererwa, angave zvitaitai zvinoita kuti vanhu panofamba usiku vanhu vaone kuti kune mota dziri kuuya. Ndinofara zvikuru ndichiti izvi ingori bandiko rekuti vanhu vange vachizivisana, nekuti michovha mubayiwa iri kugadzirwa nemhando dzakasiyana siyana. Saka patinoshanda nebandiko redu reministry yedu yehome affairs tinodyidzana pamwe chete, kana kuine vanenge vachishungurudzika nemichovha dzinenge dzauya mazuva iwawo, tinenge tichingofanira kungoyambira ruzhinji rweZimbabwe kuti vatu vanotyaira mota dzedu vasange vachishungurudzwa, nekuti tinoziva kuti zvitaitai izvi zvinozonamirwa pangave pamberi pemotokari kana kumashure kwemotokari, kuitira kuti tisakonzerese njodzi dzingave nguva tinofamba kusisina mwenje wakakwana, kuti paunongowana usiku hwasvika anenge achitevera kumashure anoziva kuti ndiri kutevera mimwe michovha. Saka izvi zvinhu zvekuti hatingaone riri dambudziko ringatishungurudze, asi kana tiine michovha yakadaro vanayo vanenge vauya vakagadzirirwa kuti kare painogadzirwa kubva mhiri kwemakungwa kwadzinenge dzichibva, vanhu vanofanira kungoziviswa. Saka mutemo wedu ndewekuti kana taita michovha yatiri kuona kuti yakadaro tinongozivisana kuti patinofamba mugwagwa vane michovha yakadaro vasazoshungurudzwa. Ndinotenda.
Supplementary.
Mvunzo wokuwedzera.
Mr. Speaker.
Hongu.
Honorable Speaker, mvunzo wangu wokuwedzera uri pamaererano nezvapindirwa na Honorable Minister. Honorable Speaker, mvunzo wangu wanga kanakana nemota dzese, not michovha. Towanika kuti mota dziri kuSouth Africa dzinobva dzine ma-inbuilt ma-reflectors anenge ari mukati, okudoti zvitaitai zvinenge zviri mukati. Kana ava kuuya kuno kuZimbabwe, anouya achisungwa kuchinzi mota yako haina zvitaitai izvo zvinenge zvichizonamirwa. Mowanika vanhu vachidozotengesa kunze kwebhodha zvitaitai zvinenge zvichizonamirwa pamota. Saka in line of SADC, Mr. Speaker, yavakananga anaro, donzo ravakananga anaro minister, rokuti zvese vanoti zvealainiwe neSADC, toda kungonzwisisa kuti mota dzabva kuSouth Africa dzinouya dzisungirwei kana tichida kutiko, kana dzichibva dzine ma-inbuilt ma-reflectors anenge agara akavakirwa mukati memota zvichibvumirwa kuSouth Africa, kuno dzinouya dzichizosungirwei mazvita ino.
Tatenda the Honorable Minister of Transport.
Ndinotenda zvakare vanoremekedzwa mutungamiri weParliament. Ndotenda vanoremekedzwa Honorable Zhou. Sekutaura kwandamboita inhau yekuti isu patinoshanda nevanoona mutemo mumugwagwa kunenge kuri kuzivisana, dzimwe dzenguva vanenge vasiri kuziva kuti ndo michovha iripo. Sasi sekubvunza kwavaita mubandiko redu reSADC takawirirana kuti vanenge vabva kune dzimwe nzvimbo, ingave imwe nyika, vasashungurudzwa pavanopfuura mune imwe nyika. Saka ndinovimbisa vanoremekedzwa Honorable Zhou kuti kana zviri kuitika zvakadai tichagara pasi nemumwe wangu anobata kubandiko reHome Affairs toona kuti ruzhinji rweZimbabwe rune mota dzakadai havasi kushungurudzwa. Ndinotenda.
Supplementary.
Honorable Amausa.
Mvunzo wangu wekututsira unoti kuna minister haisi yakwana here nguva yekuti kubandiko kwavo vaongorore mitemo iyo inosungira vanhu vanenge vaine zvitaitai zvechizvino zvino, kuti ichishandurwa ivandudzwe inge ichigamuchira zvitaitai zvechizvino zvino, kunyange nezvekare kana hurumende yaona kuti zvakakodzera kuti zvirange zviripo, kuitira kuti pasaite kuchema ikoko kwekuti mota dzauya dzine zvitaitai zvechizvino zvino zvakuita sekunge hurumende iri kurwisana neinonzi muchirungu technology.
Ndafara Honorable Mausa mataura chizvino zvino chaizvo. Honorable Minister.
Ndinotenda zvakare vanoremekedzwa mutungamiri wedare reParliament. Ndotenda zvakare vanoremekedzwa Honorable Shakespeare Hamauswa. Ndinotenda vasumudza mubvunzo wakakosha unoita kuti ndizivise dare rino kuti tinoona kuti mimwe mitemo yedu yakamisikidzwa, ingave yekubandiko yeRoads Act 13 kana ingave Motor Vehicle Registration and Licensing pachingezi. Zvimwe zvacho zvave zvekare. Saka sebandiko reMinistry of Transport vanoremekedzwa mutungamiri wedare rino, tiri kuuya nepachirungu yatinoti General Amendment yatiri kuida kuita bhiri redu richazenge richibata mitemo yose iyo yatiri kuona kuti yava yekare yava kuda kuvandudzwa. Saka muchaona kuti mukubata kwatiaita tichabva tabata patinenge ichiti munhu anamire zvitaita zvepepa zvinenge zvakanyorwa imomo zvichienda pane zvino zvazvichaurwa naHonorable Hamauswa, zvichatibatsira kuti patichaongorora mitemo yatinoona kuti yava yekare haichaenderana nezvaichi zvino tinenge tichibva tavandudza imomo. Saka rimwe ibandiko ratiri kuita tichishanda pamwe chete nehofisi yaAttorney General kuti tione kuti mitemo yedu yose yekufamba mumugwagwa yakaringana here nezviri kuitika mumazuva ano. Saka ndinotenda kuti vasumudza mubvunzo wakakosha unoita kuti tibva tagadzirisa patairovedzera kuti munhu ngaasungirire chitaita chepepa, taakufanira kuchiziva kuti iko zvino michovha yedu yakuuya yakagadzirwa nemhando dzepamusoro. Saka ndinotenda mazvita.
Tinotenda.
Supplementary.
Supplementary.
Honorable Metu.
Honorable
Metu.
Yes, Honorable Metu, please proceed.
Metu.
Metu.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Magona.
Magona, well done.
Yes.
Mubvunzo wangu wekuwedzerera uri kuti pane vatyairi vedzimotikari pane vari kusungwa zvakare vachinzi motikari dzavo dziri kufamba dzisina maspare wheel, asi mota idzi padzinenge dzatengwa kunze kwenyika dzinenge dzauya dzisina panogona kuiswa spare wheel. Saka tanga tichida kunzwa kuti hurumende ine urongwa hupi hwekuti munhu anenge apinza mota yake isina pekuisa spare wheel asasungwa.
Ndaida kurambisa mubvunzo wenyu. Spare wheel chiine choni? What about it? We have an array of honorable ministers, including our Minister of Defense, Honorable Mchinguri Gashiri, the leader of government business is now here. That means the Honorable Mona will only be dethroned when I say so, as leader of government business. Spare wheel, Chijojo.
Spare wheel, Mr. Speaker, kana kuti kumota dzinofamba nemavhiri mana, vhiri reshanu.
Wagona. Honorable Minister of Transport.
Ndinotenda vanoremekedzwa mutungamiri wedare reParliament. Ndinotenda zvakare vanoremekedzwa Honorable Zivai Metu vasumudza mubvunzo wakakosha unoita kuti tiyambire mhuri yeZimbabwe kuti vhiri iri pachishona iri rinonzi vhiri respare, ndoshona racho spare wheel. Rinotibatsira kuti isu patinenge tasangana ingava njodzi yekuti rimwe vhiri raputika, tinofanira kudzoredzera tichishandisa vhiri iri. Saka dzimwe dzenguva mutemo uyu unotikoshera isu vashandisi vemugwagwa kuti patinenge taona kuti rimwe vhiri harichave ungave mweya wakakwana togadzirisa nevhiri iri rinenge riri parutivi. Saka ndinoti kumota dzechizvino zvino dzimwe hadzisisina mukana wekusungirira vhiri iri. Saka ndinoyambira kuti vatyairi vemotokari ngavainge vaine pekuti vawane kuti vhiri iro rapinda, nekuti rakakosha pakufamba kwavanenge vachiita mugwagwa. Saka tikamisikidza kuti haticharida, pamunozosangana nenjodzi mune makuchizorara panenge paitika njodzi iyi. Saka zvakanaka kuti patinoona muchovha medu kungave kubhuti kusure kwemotokari kuye kwatinochengetera zvinhu zvedu, tinowana kuti taisa mukana wekuti vhiri iroro ringe rakasungirirwa. Saka ndinoti ndiyambire vanhu veZimbabwe kuti ndo nhau iripo. Vazhinji vachema nekuti hakuna parino rakagadzirirwa kuti rinenge richigara pane dzimwe motokari. Saka ndinongoyambira kuti ngatitsvagei pekuti tiise, nekuti zvinhu zvatinofanira kunge tichifamba nazvo mugwagwa. Ndinotenda.
On a point of clarity, Mr. Speaker.
There's no point of clarity. Ask your last supplementary question of the session.
The Honorable Minister took it as if it's merely needing a spare wheel. But the design of these new cars is that they run on what is called a run-flat tire, which gives you 100 kilometers after you have a tire puncture. So it's not a design default. It's the default design for the car. So with such cars, would we be forcing technology to come back?
What's your question, Honorable Minister?
The question is, are we trying to fight technology, Honorable Minister?
The Honorable Minister?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And let me also thank Honorable Leslie Mangwa, engineer, for that very pertinent question. Honorable Speaker, we are talking of safety. A flat tire, you can only talk of a flat tire when it's normal course of business. But in the event that it ruptures, they need to replace it. So therefore, you cannot talk of technology. There are so many eventualities that can happen when you are driving. So this is for your own safety. And we are saying to the people of Zimbabwe, you need to carry this in the event that the other tire is ruptured, then you can actually replace with the spare wheel. But like what he's saying, yes, it gives that safety cover that in the event that it deflates, it can allow you to drive for a certain range of kilometers. But we are talking of a scenario when the tire is no longer manageable for you, it will not allow you to continue driving. Therefore, you need to replace it. But however, we will continue again educating our masses that this is not for the police, it's for us. Yes, if you are given additional mileage, kilometers to drive, you can still have your spare wheel, regardless of the fact that it's flat. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much. We move to Honorable Murambiwa. Please note that there are several ministers and deputy ministers here. Don't abuse one ministry. Spread your questions accordingly. Honorable Murambiwa.
Maitabasa mubati wechigaro. Regai nditange nokutenda mutungamiriri wenyika ino nokuda kwomuono wavo wokuti upenyu hunoraramiwa nevanhu huchange huri hwemhando yepamusoro mugore zuru 2030 2030. Ndokuda kweizvozvo, ndokuda kwomuono uyoyo veministry yeprimary and secondary education vakabuda nemhando yedzidzo yatinoti iyo heritage based curriculum yakanangana nedonzo iro romutungamiriri wenyika. Saka mubvunzo wangu unoenda kuna minister wepublic service woti iwo zvikoro zvizhinji zviri muno munyika zviri kuchema kuti vadzidzisi havana kuringana. Isu tichida kuti heritage based curriculum ibudirire. Saka minister wepublic service, labor and social welfare vanourongwa hupi hwokuona kuti vadzidzisi varingana muzvikoro kuitira kuti mhando yedzidzo iyo inochemewa neveministry yeprimary and secondary education ibve yabudirira. Ndatenda.
The Honorable Minister of Public Service. Honorable Moyo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much to Honorable Murambiwa. Yes, it is government's desire to have all schools adequately staffed. However, I know that there are a lot of vacant posts that have not been filled, and basically our wish is that we could fill all of them. Now the issue comes here that every post that must be filled must receive adequate concurrence and funding from the Ministry of Finance. And every year an allocation is given depending on fiscal space to say you employ so many teachers or so many nurses or so many other civil servants in the country, depending on the availability of resources to manage that staff increase. This year I know around 2,000 posts or teachers were said, the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education was asked to employ about 2,000 additional teachers. And I'm sure the recruitment is currently ongoing. That may not be enough, but that is what Treasury has provided for. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I do not see any supplementary question. Oh, yes. Honorable Murambiwa.
Ndinawo mubvunzo wokututsira Honorable Speaker sir. Mubvunzo wangu wokututsira ndokuti kuna Minister wePublic Service. Pane vanhu vamuri kutora ava vadzidzisi vakanzi makatendera kuti vatogwe. Tine vadzidzisi here vari kupinzwawo basa vakanangana nezvidzidzo zviya zvakaita zvemasciences, vana maths, nokuti zvikoro zvizhinji masekondari ike zvino vana havana vanhu vanovadzidzisa masciences nemaths mune zvikoro zvakati wandei. Ndatenda.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. On the question of specialization of teachers, that largely depends on the recruiting district. They have their priorities to say these are the teachers that we want, and we know that there are a number of teachers, many teachers really, who have qualified and are not employed. So they then prioritize subject areas or specializations that they require. So in whatever numbers they have been given, we expect that they look at those specialties or rare specialties that they need in their schools. So it is really a matter of prioritization by the respective districts. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Supplementary.
Supplementary at the back there. Honorable
Dr. Sagandira.
Dr. Sanangira. Please
Thank you.
proceed.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair.
We are not in committee, my friend.
Thank
This
you so
is
much,
not
Honorable.
committee stage.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
My question, my supplementary question is about the answer that has been given by the Minister of Social Welfare. Does it necessarily mean that there is policy inconsistency as far as this issue is concerned, considering that government has actually adopted the whole of government approach where ministries complement each other? But I can see that when the ministry is about to recruit, that's when we hear that the Ministry of Finance has said it cannot go ahead. Where is the problem there? I thank you.
The Honorable Minister, where is the problem?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. The questioner is talking about whether there is inconsistency in government or not. There is absolute consistency. And the consistency is that for every additional post in government, the policy says you need to have treasury concurrence. And that is consistent across all ministries, departments, and agencies. So ministries complement each other. There are bids that are made by different ministries on staffing issues. and those have to be assessed against availability of resources, and Ministry of Finance has the responsibility to say, yes, you may proceed with that, we have the capacity to pay or not. Our demands are so much, but our budget availability is so much. So there is absolute consistency. Thank you.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable
Madziwanyika.
Madziwanyika.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My follow-up question, Honorable Speaker, goes on to say that last year, 10 schools had 0% pass rate for ordinary level examinations. Does government accept the blame for failure to ensure that teachers are provided on time, or that does government take the blame for this horrendous performance, Mr. Speaker? I thank you.
I'm not sure whether it's the blame or does it take responsibility. Anyway, the Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I think that question is beyond my mandate. I think it's a question to be dealt with by the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education. My boundary would go as far as provision of manpower in the civil service, and perhaps performance by ministries or by their schools is something to do with the relevant ministry. I thank you.
The Minister of Primary Education here. Anybody to assist? Before you speak, leader of government business, we would like to thank Honorable Minister Mona for acting in your place so ably, and I think you're well represented. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the honorable member stood and gave a statistics of 10 schools that had 0 pass rate. He then went on without providing evidence to apportion blame. I believe that there are several factors that come into play, and that analysis is so fatal that it does not deserve to be responded to, because it didn't provide facts that warrant any response. I thank you.
On a point of order, Mr. Speaker. On a point of order.
Honorable Madziwanyika.
Yes, on a point of order, Mr. Speaker.
I have not responded. What the leader of government business is simply saying is that the moment you step into the statistical world, you need evidence, and that evidence also must be provided by the respondent, who is the minister responsible. So your question, in fact, is a good question, but it is better treated under a written question so that the Honorable Minister can respond accordingly after doing his research. So you can proceed for next week under written question, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm not undermining your decision. I just wanted to say something, if you can indulge me.
Why do you want to say something when I've ruled already?
Yeah, because
I have ruled already. I have not discounted you. I say it's a very good question. Why don't you put it in writing so that next week the Honorable Minister can respond accordingly? Thank you. I don't see any supplementary question. I move on to Honorable Gumbo. Pardon?
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, yes. Honorable.
Honorable Maoneki.
Huh?
Honorable Maoneki.
Maoneki.
Yes.
You will pardon me. I see you once in a while, so your images disappear from my mind. Honorable Maoneke, please proceed.
Sure, thank you. My supplementary question is that the minister has said they can only recruit just maybe about 1,000, which is about a fraction of those who have completed their training, teachers training program. So my worry is some teachers completed their training around 2019, 2020, and they are yet to be employed. And the curriculum is constantly changing. Are there any measures in place to ensure that you recruit people with the correct skills to cope with the new changes that have taken place right now that the curriculum has changed? Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir, and thank you to Honorable Maonege for the supplementary question. Yes, admittedly, there are some teachers who completed around 2018, 2019, who still have not been employed. And this question of when one gets employed is a question of demand and supply. In some cases, there's an oversupply of teachers for particular specializations. And then those teachers are likely to take longer to get employed. It tallies with the question that was asked earlier to say we have a shortage of these teachers. You'll find that teachers in mathematics, in sciences, and so on do not stay as long as some teachers do because their skills are required and they are in short supply. So the turnaround is faster for those teachers who have rare skills than those who have skills in abundance. So it's a question of demand and supply. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I move on to Honorable A. Gumbo. Honorable A. Gumbo.
Thank you
yes,
very much, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Just a second. Honorable Mavunga, Minister of Veterans of the Liberation Struggle, if you may approach the chair, please. Please proceed.
Indebted Honorable Speaker, sir, my question is directed to the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, and the question co-joins the Minister of Home Affairs. What policy measures and or policy reform proposals is government currently implementing to ensure that classes of persons such as refugees, asylum seekers, and immigration detainees are not subjected to or held in our remand prisons together with criminal offenders, given that our remand prisons are already congested, that's number one, and number two, the obligations that Zimbabwe has undertaken under the Refugees Convention of 1951. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to thank Honorable Gumbo for the good question, where he wants to understand our policy position as regards those that are in prison awaiting deportation and refugees that are being screened. What is the position? Mr. Speaker, our position currently is, while the Home Affairs Ministry is working out the budgetary requirements and moving towards creation of their own boarding or holding houses, we do not have any other place where we can keep them safely and secure, where we can have comfort that we can put them besides our correctional facilities. It's not the ideal system to be in place, but we believe that progressively, with Treasury support, the Ministry of Home Affairs can have their own holding facilities so that we won't be seen as violating the conventions that he mentioned. It's actually a good question which we are progressively working with the relevant authorities to see how we can progressively realize that position. I thank you.
Very much, Honorable Minister. Supplementary question?
Indeed, Honorable Speaker, sir, my supplementary question would be that why won't government consider non-custodial approaches, given that refugees and asylum seekers being kept by government in detention is purely administrative? Why can't we consider other measures? We have right now the transit camp in Waterfalls, we have Tongogara refugee camp. Why can't we put other mechanisms, which is not necessarily keeping these persons in our already overburdened prisons? Let's keep them in Tongogara, we keep them in transit center, and then the Commissioner for Refugees can also then support in providing those administrative mechanisms.
The Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, I want to thank him for the follow-up question. Actually, Mr. Speaker, we do not hold refugees in our correctional facilities. But those individuals that we would not have finished the processes of vetting and trying to establish their status, we can't then put them in refugee holding camps. We need to be fully sure that these are indeed refugees. This is just a security measure. Again, those that we are awaiting deportation, once somebody knows that an order for deportation has been given, it's not ideal to put them in a refugee camp because the chances now of escaping will be very high. Our choices are very limited. So under the current circumstances, the ideal place to have them would be in our correctional facilities, because one will know that we can do all the necessary security checks for us to release those that would have been cleared to go to holding cells. Secondly, we know that those that are awaiting deportation, that order would be executed appropriately. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any supplementary, Honorable Amausa?
Supplementary yangu ndeyekuti takatarisana nenguva iri kuitwa inonzi xenophobia kuSouth Africa. Gurukota redu rehurumende rine zvarinogona here kutsanangura zvingagone kukopewawo nevekuSouth Africa maringe nemabatirwo anoitwa vanhu vanenge vachibva kunze kwedzimwe nyika vasingazosviki pakuitwa zviri kuitwa vana vedu vemuZimbabwe kuSouth Africa, zvavangataure kuti hurumende yedu iri kubatawo ivavo vamuri kuti marefugees zvakanaka zvingakopwewo nevari kumhiri kwaLimpopo.
The Honorable Minister.
Tinotenda mubati wechigaro. Mubati wechigaro, kana uri muvakidzani, unoramba uri muvakidzani, hauendi mumba mevanhu unotanga kuvadzidzisa zvokuita, asi unoita muvakidzani akanaka. Tinotenda.
I don't see any further supplement. Honorable S. Chuma. Honorable S. Chuma.
Maita basa mubati wechigaro. Mubvunzo wangu unoenda kuna Minister wezvemigodi nezvekuchera. Chekutanga regai nditende nechirongwa chavakamisikidza chekuti zvicherwa zvedu zvivandudzwe zvisati zvabuditswa mberi kwenyika, izvo zviri kupa mukana kuti vanhu veZimbabwe vawane mabasa, zvekare tichiwedzera muchirungu yatingati value. Mubvunzo wangu woendera mberi uchiti kune zvicherwa zvakafanana neko kana kuti marasha izvo futi zvava kudiwa zvakanyanya nekuda kwemafactory kana kuti maindastry akuwanda muno. Zvicherwa izvi tiri kuona chichibatwa zvakasiyana nezvimwe, nokuti tikatarisa kugoridhe parinovandudzwa tinoona pane mapurisa eCID kana kuti vanoti fluoride fauna, zvekare nevefidelity vachiongorora kuti zvii zvabuda, vachitarisa kuti zviende kwazvinofanira kuenda kufidelity. Asi kuchicherwa chakafanana nemarasha kana kuti coal, tiri kuona kuti vanochera vaya vari kungochera vachiendesa kwavanoendesa, ende zvekare tiri kuona kuti vamwe vavari kuchera ishamwari dzeavo vanomashandisa. Saka urongwa hwehurumende hwakamira sei pakuti tive nezisowo senyika kana kuti seministry inotarisa kuti zvavari kuzonodeclare kupera kwezuva kana kuti kupera kwemwedzi ndizvo here zvavakachera vakabuditsa pasi, nokuti Mr. Speaker, tinogona kusara taana makomba ezvatisina kudla maita basa.
The Honorable Minister of Mines.
Tinotenda Honorable Speaker, ndoda kutenda Honorable Chuma nemubvunzo wavo maringe nekuvandudzwa kwechicherwa chinonzi coal kana kuti marasha. Honorable Speaker, regai nditaure ndichiti nzvimbo dzatinoisa mapurisa kuti vaongorore tinenge tatarisa huremu hwechicherwa. Mukatarisa chicherwa chakaita semadiamonds kana goridhe, tani imwe chete yegoridhe ine value kana kuti uremu hunokosha mamiriyoni emadhora. Tani imwe chete marasha tikutaura $30 kana $25. Chechipiri, Honorable Speaker, maziso edu sehurumende pachicherwa chemarasha ariko kudarikidza nekambani yeMMCZ iri kutarisa nekuongorora even kuwange kuti marasha edu ari kubuda abhadhara here zvinofanira kubhadharwa kuhurumende. Zvakare tine vashandi vehurumende veministry vari kutendera nzvimbo dziri kucherwa marasha. Pari zvino takatoisa hofisi imwe kuwange kuti vanoongorora zvemutemo vatinoti mainspectors eministry vange vachishanda nevacheri vedu variko kuongorora kuti vari kuchera zviri pamutemo here, vari kuteedzera here zvinoenderana nenharaunda yatinoti environment, vari kudeclare here zvavari kuburitsa. Asi Honorable Speaker, regai nditaure ndichiti kunyange tichiita izvozvo hapashayike dzimwe nhubu dzinogona kuita zvisiri pamutemo. Saka ndokumbira Honorable Chuma kana vaine nhubu dzavari kuziva kana pavari kuziva kuti apa hapana kumira zvakanaka vatizivise kuita kuti tiite tsvakurudzo yekuona kuti zviri kufamba sei. Asi sehurumende donzvo redu hombe nderekuona kuti zvicherwa zviri kucherwa zviri pamutemo here, uye kana zvaakubuda munyika zviri kubuda munyika zviri pamutemo here, mari dzinofanira kubhadharwa kuhurumende dzabhadharwa here. Mazvita.
Tinotenda Honorable Minister Mazvita. Supplementary Honorable S. Chuma.
Maita basa mubato wechigaro. Mubvunzo wangu wekuwedzera kuna Honorable Minister ndewekuti ndizvo mutengo wemarasha aya unogona kunge wakaderera sezvavataura kuti $30, asi uwandu hwemarasha anozobuda ipapo hunopinda zviuru nezviuru zvemadhora, inova mari yakawanda. Saka ndinoona pachida kuti pachinge pachitariswa zvekare ma-RDC, ma-rural councils ekunochegwa chicherwa ichi vane zvavanenge vachitarisira kuwana. Saka ndipo patinoona kuti zvavanozonodeclare nezvavanobhadhara kucancel ndo patinoona kuti hazvisi kuenderana. Vanenge vachiti zvavanodeclare kucancel kwavanobhadhara mari zvishoma, asi takatarisa paground zvavari kuchera vachibuditsa vachiendesa zvinowanikwa zvakawanda, izvo zvinova zvatipa mufungo kuti tibvunze iyo ministry iyei kuti chii chavari kuita kuti vatariswe pange pachiongororwa kuti zviri kufamba sei. Ndinovimba kuti pane nzira dzakawanda honorable minister dzavangaita dzekuti pavewo neziso rinotarisa chero mari yacho iri shoma. Saka toda kuti vazivisewo imba ino kuti vangange vacherechedza zvarini kuti vaone zvatinotaura izvi zvinogona kunge zviri zvichokwadi, nokuti tisi tinobva ikoko kwazvinoitwa maita basa.
Honorable Minister.
Tinotenda Madam Speaker, toda kutenda zvakare Honorable Chuma nemubvunzo wavo wekuwedzera. Pakabineti yapfuura pasera apo gurukota rinoona nezvemari vamutuli vakaisa chirongwa chekuti mari dzinotorwa nematunhu kana maRDC dzingwe dzichitariswa. Takakurukura nyaya yekuti matunhu kana kuti kumaRDC vange vachibatsirana nesu seministry kuona zvinenge zvichibuda muvacheri vedu, sezvo ivo vaine chikamu chavanenge vachiwana kubva mazviri. Saka sematauro andaita kuti maziso edu ariko, tiri kuongorora, asi Honorable Chuma sematauro vaita kuti kwavari kubva kune zviriko zviri kuitika, ndaikumbira kuti vauye kuhofisi kwangu vanditaurire kuitira kuti ndikwanise kuongorora, tikwanise kupa mhinduro inoenderana nezviri kuitika ikoko mazvita.
Supplementary.
Tinotenda. Supplementary Honorable Government Chief Whip.
Madam Speaker, ndichikumbira kuti mubvunzo uri kubvunzwa navachuma dai minister vatibatsira nokuuya kuno kumba kunoku vaine ministerial statement inotitsanangurira kuti chicherwa chimwe nechimwe chatiri kuwana muno tiri kuwana zvose here, kana kuti vane nzira here dzokuita kuti chero chicherwa chatawana tiwane zvatinofanira kuwana, zvatinokodzera senyika kuti tizviwane.
Mazvita ndinovimba Honorable Minister vazvinzwa. Ndinokumbira kuti mupindure.
Tinotenda Madam Speaker. Tichaita sekudaro zvataurwa nemutungamiriri weimba ino Honorable Tagarepi. Tichauya nestatement titsanangura kuimba ino kuti hurumende iri kuwana chii kubva pacherwa chimwe nechimwe, uye nzira dzatiri kuita seministry kuita kuti tikwanise kuchengetedza zvicherwa zvedu kuti zvichange zvichibuda zvisiri pamutemo uye zvichicherwa nenzira yatinotarisira mazvita.
Tinotenda. New question, Honorable Sika Ngausara. Honorable Kaitano.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am. My question is directed to the Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion. With regards to government policy on the legacy debt, we have seen how the legacy debt has been burdensome to some state-owned enterprises, especially those in the aviation industry. We have also seen the government has taken, in the past, it has taken over some debt from other state-owned enterprises, especially in telecommunications. I want to appreciate the position of government with regards to taking over all or some of the debt, especially that has become burdensome to state-owned enterprises in the aviation sector. I thank you.
Honorable Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ma'am, I want to thank the Honorable Member for the question. And my response, Madam Speaker, is that our Minister of Finance is fully aware of the debts that we have, and in some instances we are engaged in debt restructuring. In others we are in negotiation to see how we can extinguish our debt, and we are very happy with the progress that the Ministry of Finance has been doing so far. However, should there be anything, the parties can approach government for an amicable solution if there is anything outside what the government is already doing. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Tinyati.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question goes to the Minister of Transport. Regarding the government policy on urban transport, what is the government doing to alleviate the troubles being faced by urban commuters in the cities like Bulawayo, Harare, Gweru, where we see that there is virtually no Zupco buses still ferrying people from town or industrial sites to where they reside. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Nyati. Honorable Minister of Transport. Honorable Acting, sorry. Honorable Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the transport sector in Zimbabwe was liberalized. However, government was also a player in the transport industry. And we believe that progressively those players that are in the industry should be able to meet the demand of transporting our commuters. And currently, I do not believe that we have a very significant crisis in terms of transportation in the country. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable Nyati.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm not sure where the Minister resides, where he doesn't see these problems. We see these problems every day. We see that there's now an influx of Honda Fit cars that are Shika cars that are ferrying people from where they reside into town and into industrial sites. This is because there is a crisis. So he cannot deny that there is a crisis. We know that the crisis is there. We want to know what the government is doing to alleviate that problem, because it is there and he knows that it is there. He cannot deny it. I thank you.
Honorable Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Member has noticed an opportunity which government has created in the transport industry. We liberalized the transport sector. So I'm not sure why the Honorable Member believes that in monopolizing the transport sector, it will alleviate the crisis. But we believe there is an opportunity that is there within the transport sector for those among us who want to invest there, like what he is indicating, that they are shikas. You can even also invest in the transport sector. That is what we are encouraging.
Supplementary.
Supplementary.
Supplementary,
Madam.
Supplementary.
Honorable Chigumbu.
Supplementary, Honorable Karenyi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for his response. But my supplementary question is, Madam Speaker, what is the government policy on the issue of alleviating the issue of using the railway line? We used to have workers from, for example, Mavugu to town using trains. So what is the government policy on that? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to thank Honorable Karenyi for a good question. Actually, what is happening is that our National Railways of Zimbabwe is now under Mutapa, and we are now trying to leverage on our assets so that we can get an investor or a loan to ensure that we resuscitate our National Railways. So that is work in progress, and indeed, we believe that it will also ease pressure on our road network if we can increase the usage of our rail network. So that is work in progress, and I think the Public Accounts Committee was visiting some of the assets of Mutapa. They visited National Railways, and they were able to get an explanation on the processes that are being done to ensure that we alleviate the pressure that is on our roads, which has also resulted in massive damage to our Victoria Falls, Bulawayo Road, because of lack of rail infrastructure to carry some of the coal and other mineral products from that area. So it's a very good question, which is being handled by one of our investment companies, which is Mutapa. I thank you.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable Chigumbu.
Ndotenda mubato wechigaro. Mubato wechigaro, mubvunzo wangu wekuwedzera ndewekuti bongozozo ratawana riri kunyanya kukonzeresa kuti zvekufambisa zvinge zvichinetsa inyaya yemahwindi anyanya mukati meguta mumaguta akasiyana siyana. Zvinobva zvawedzera yaringati nyongano kana kuti chaos. Ende pane runye rekupe riri kubuda kuti pane andingati pachirungu macartels ari kucontrola loading points anenge ari mutaundi. Urongwa hupi une hurumende hwekuona kuti chii chaitwa kuti pose pose pasangomira mushikashika vanhu vachitakurwa, vanotora mari kuseri vachitora mari, uye kumeka sure kuti pakutakurwa kwevanhu hakuna vanowanda kumashure kwepolitics. Takutonzwa mawindi for ED. Kuri kuedza kuti vanhu vanga vachiita sei vachiwanda nepolitics. Saka urongwa hupi une hurumende kuti pasaitike izvi, vanhu vatakura zvakanaka, vanhu vasashungurudzwe.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker.
Ndinotenda mubato wechigaro, ndichitenda nemubvunzo wakaisvonaka wavabvunza une chokwadi nezvimwe zvinoda kunadziridzwa. Ndinotenderana navo kuti mumugwagwa medu munosungirwa kunge muchifambwa zvine nduramo. Asi ndisati ndapindura kana kuenderera mberi nemhinduro, ndoda kungokwenenzvera kuti hazvina kushata kuita mawindi kana mawindi iwayo achiteedzera mutemo. Saka tinogona kuita vanhu vanonzi mawindi for chakadeno, hazvina kushata, asi ngavateedzere mutemo. Chotoramba ndechekuti kana muri mawindi, chiitai zvinoita kuti mitemo yemigwagwa itevedzerwe. Iye zvino izvi vebazi redu reHome Affairs remapurisa vachisedza nevejudiciary, makamera akudirwa mumadhorobheni. Tichisedza zvakare nevekubazi retransport kuCVR, taakubopa vanhu. Taakuona pamakamera, tikaona mota inenge ichiita musikanzwa, kawindi kachiitawo musikanzwa kari ipapo, tobopa mota. Paunenge wakuda kupfuura patoll gate kana kunoteerera, hauteerere usina kubhadhara mafaindi iwayo. Saka tinokurudzira kuti hade tinofundisana nemahwindi kuti zvakanaka kuita chihwindi, asi ngatiregei kutyora mutemo. Tinofundisana zvakare kuti mumadhorobheni umo, aiwa hurumende yakudira makamera, usazobatwa wakuda kunoteerera woti koifaindi yandapiwa ndeye kutyora mutemo kwaunenge waita. Tinotenda mubato wechigaro.
On a point of order. Point of order.
Supplementary.
Point of order. Point of order. Chair.
Supplementary akwana.
Point of order.
What is your point of order?
Thank you, Madam Chair. My point of order relates to the response by the Honourable Minister. The Honourable Minister said it's not bad for one to be a tout in Shona to be a windy. According to our current law, Madam Speaker, are touts legal? My understanding is that they are illegal. So that's my point of order to say that the response by the Honourable Minister he may need to rephrase, because touts are illegal. I thank you.
Honourable Minister.
Kureva mubato wechigaro. Inini kondakta wemakombi ndomuti hwindi. And ndo mazivira ndinoita hasungwi nemapurisa kana arimo nekuti ndihwindi. Vake vari kutaura mataudzi ndo vareva, ini ndareva vangu vandoziva. Tinotenda.
Point of order, Madam.
New question, Honourable Matiza.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Ndinokutendai nemukana wamandipa mubato wechigaro. Mubvunzo wangu wakanangana uri kuti hurumende iri kuti kudii maringe nevana vedu vari kunzvimbo yeSouth Africa, vari kuzuzurudzwa, vari kufa sehuku, vari kunyadziswa. Tiri kubvunza kuti hurumende iri paposition ipi nokuda kwevana ivavo. Thank you.
Order. Honourable Minister. Honourable Matiza.
Rekedzai ndidzokorodze zvekare. Tiri kuzviona pasocial media uyezve tiri kuzvinzwa umwe nomwe ane mhuri iri kuSouth Africa. Vana vedu vari kufa sehuku, vari kuzudzurudzwa mumugwagwa, vachipisirwa dzimba. Mubvunzo wangu uri kuti hurumende yakamira papi nokuda kwevana ivavo vari kunze kwenyika. Tinotenda. Thank you.
Honourable Leader of Government Business.
Ndinotenda mubato wechigaro. Ndichitenda nemubvunzo wavavamba zvakanaka kuti vari kunzwa nekuona pasocial media. Isu sehurumende tinodyidzana nehurumende yekuSouth Africa tichiita zviri pamutemo. Kana pane vanhu vaita zvisiri pamutemo kuSouth Africa, ibasa remapurisa ekuSouth Africa kuti vange vachiita kuti zviri pamutemo zviitwe. Chatinoita kuita kuburikidza nemaembassy edu through zvinonzi muchirungu diplomatic channels kuti tine vana vedu vari ikoko vapondwa. Hurumende yekuSouth Africa inosungirwa kunge ichiongorora kuti munhu aponderwei, aponda osungwa. Saka mukuziva kwatiri kuita isu hatina kunzwa kuburikidza nevadyidzani vedu veikoko kuti kune kupondwa nekurohwa kwakanyanyisa zvakadaro. Asi zvatinoziva ndezvekuti kune vakambopinda mumastreet vasina kutumwa nehurumende vachida kuzviita ivo hurumende yeko haina kunge yasapota izvozvo. Saka kudyidzana kwedu kuri kuenderera mberi tichikurudzirana kuti chero muno kana munhu akauya akapara mhosva asiri wedu wemuno, mapurisa anosunga nekuti anenge achisungirwa kunge achiteedzera mitemo yemuno. Uyezve ikoko kana pane mhosva yaparwa vanoteedzera mitemo yeikoko kuti munhu asungwe auye padare redzimhosva kuti ange achitongwa. Ndinotenda mubato wechigaro.
Supplementary.
That's a chance for answer.
Supplementary.
Supplementary Honorable Makuvire.
Ndotenda mbato wechigaro nokundipa mukana wokubvunza mubvunzo wokuwedzera. Takanangana nokushungurudzwa kuri kuita zvizvarwa zvomuno muZimbabwe munyika yeSouth Africa. Ndinodavira mubato wechigaro kuti ruzhinji rwakaenda kunyika iyi nokuoma kwenyika, kushayikwa kwemabasa nezvimwe zvinetso. Mubvunzo kuwedzera woti ndaapi matanho ari kutorwa nehurumende kuti mamiliyoni ezvizvarwa zveZimbabwe zvakaenda kunyika yeSouth Africa zvinge zvichizodzoka muno zvichiwana mabasa. Ndatenda.
A new question here. Honorable Minister.
Ndinotenda mubato wechigaro. Mubato wechigaro chandanzwa apa ndechekuti honorable vasumuka vachida kutiudza kuti vakaita ongororo netsvakurudzo yekuti vanhu vakaenda nekuti vaitsvaga mabasa. Vakabva vataura kuti shungu yavo neshuviro ndeyekuti vadzoke vachipiwa mabasa muno. Chandichakumbira ndechekuti minista vedu velabor vane mastatistics yemabasa acreatwa navaMnangagwa kubva vachitanga 2018 zvekuti dei vakaita ivava vanga vari muno vazhinji vacho vaidei vari kuzipigwa neZimbabwe. Ndinotenda.
New question, Honorable Chinoda Kufa.
Supplementary, Madam Speaker. Supplementary kupedzesera.
Manono Katadarika.
Machabasa mubato wechigaro. Ndinoda kutanga kutenda mubvunzo wangu unoenda kuona Minister veTransport. Ndotanga nekutenda tiri kuona munzira dzedu muguta redhorobha redu reHarare muri kuiswa makamera munzira. Zvino ndanga chida kusanangura ndichiti patiri kuita makamera edu iwaya, mota dzedu dzatinotengeserana mudzimba medu umu hadzina inonzi yatingati pachirungu ownership yedu haikwanise kuti tinge tine ownership nemhaka yekuti tinoita anonzi agreement of sale. Zvino pachaparwa mhosva nevanhu, mota padzinopara mhosva vanhu vakawanda vachange vakusungwa. Hurumende ine urongwa hupi hwekuedza kurerutsa kuti pave nemukana wekuti vanhu vakwanise kubhadhara motikari dzedu idzodzo? Ndotenda.
Honorable Leader of Government Business.
Ndandaona Deputy Minister ndingopindura nekuti yemafaindi ndeyekuHome Affairs. Mubati wechigaro pasi rino rose muridzi wemota ndiye anosungwa. Rega ndidzokorore mubati wechigaro. Pasi rino rose kana une mota ndikapa ukaenda kuEngland ukaenda chero kuSouth Africa, mwana wako akabuda nemota akabatwa nekamera, tiketi inoya riri muzita mako, iwe ndiwe unofanirwa kuzonopruvha kuti wanga usina owners haisi kustate. Saka system iyo yakanaka zvekuti heke uyezve zvino hatichanetseke kana usina kubhadhara tiketi iroro tokubata pakutera, tokubata patollgate. Saka kana usina kuteerera mapurisa anokasira kubva aona kuti mota iyo haina mutero wokusunga. Saka system yatakaitirwa navaMnangagwa yemakamera kuti tazadze nyika yese tenderere ichaita kuti nhubu dzinge dzichibatwa dzese, migwagwa yedu inge ichiita zviri nani. Tinotenda mubati wechigaro.
Tinotenda.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable Chigumbu.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My supplementary, Madam Speaker. Okay, thank you. Madam Speaker, my supplementary question is in relation to the original question that has been asked to say the challenge that's there is that it's difficult for people to easily, carry out the change of ownership process because the current process is cumbersome. We have seen other countries like UK and Estonia. All you need if you are selling your car, you go on sort of an online platform, you enter certain digits of your vehicle and the details of the person who is buying the vehicle, and it becomes instantaneous to change that ownership.
Ask your question, Honorable Chugumbu.
I'm getting there, Madam Speaker. I'm getting there. I want to lay the foundation so that the minister can answer properly. So the question now is, do we have any sort of a mechanism that the government is putting in place to make sure that it becomes easy for people to change ownership so that when crimes are committed, it also helps the government to pinpoint the current owner of that particular vehicle. Because currently, yes, we are saying people are changing ownership, but it's difficult. So do we have any a provision that's being put in place by the government so that people can easily change that, their vehicle ownership when they would have sold their cars?
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, what is interesting is I come from the department where the police officers are saying they are very happy with the system of identifying the culprits. The honorable member is saying it's very difficult to identify the culprit. So I do not know which department he is representing. Secondly, it's very easy now to change ownership. All you need is visit Zimura and pay the Zimura dues, and CVR will immediately change your ownership. Same day, I did it 2 days ago. So I want to encourage him, just visit Zimura, they do the assessment, and before you know it, within 48 hours or under 48 hours, your car will be changed. But let me allay the fears. The police and the authorities are very happy with the cameras. They are very happy that now we don't have to hunt for culprits. They will come to us and we will arrest them. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Marashe.
Maita basa mubati wechigari. Masikata akanaka. Masikata akanaka mubati wechigari. Mubvunzo wangu wakanangana negurukota rinoona nezvenational housing and social amenities. Urongwa hupi hune hurumende maringe nekuwanisa veruzhinji venyika ino avo vanoda dzimba kana pekuvaka nemutengo wakaderera uye unokwanisika neveruzhinji? Maita basi.
Mazvita, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am. I would also like to thank the Honorable Member for the pertinent question, of which she is asking about the affordable houses, if I got correct. Madam Speaker, ma'am, allow me to say to this august house that the ministry is working towards providing affordable houses for all citizens as guided by our policy. However, Madam Speaker, for now we are having a challenge of budgetary constraint. Our policy provides that we should provide affordable houses for our citizens. However, I would like to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, for his mantra of leaving no one and no place behind, for realizing that there are some people who cannot afford to have a decent accommodation. His Excellency has provided that for those people who cannot afford. For example, Madam Speaker, His Excellency constructed Zivarasekwa flat, which is a 64 unit for the victims of floods, as well as those low income earners. The Excellence also provided some junior civil servant loans to afford them to acquire stand and build their own houses. Madam President, we all know that our economy, Madam Speaker, ma'am, sorry. We all know that our economy is privately owned. We have different players who are also providing accommodation. However, the accommodation is very expensive, and it is not affordable to those low income earners. Again, for social housing, Madam Speaker, we have got various projects which we are undertaking as a ministry. We have engaged the local authorities to provide us with land, as well as the Ministry of Local Government to provide us with the state land, so that we can construct houses for those low income earners and other people, like people with disabilities, women, youth, and war veterans. So I submit, Madam Speaker, ma'am.
Supplementary.
Thank you,
Supplementary.
Honorable Deputy Minister. Supplementary, Honorable
Manager.
Banda. Okay.
Maita basa mbato wechigaro. Chekutanga ndoda kutenda mkuru wenyika. Vakatilonjera munhu mutapa housing scheme. Iyo iri kubenefita mayouth akawandisa munyika ino yeZimbabwe. Toda kuzvitenda izvozvo kuti mukuru wenyika vakaona zvakakodzera kuti vechidiki patinosvika 2030 mumwe nemumwe anenge akugara mumba. Mubvunzo wangu wekuwedzera woti kuna minista vedu venational housing, vari kumbotarisawo here madevelopers akapuhwa basa remunhu mutapa kuti vari kufambidzana here nemuono wemukuru wenyika kuti patinosvika 2030 muyouth wese anga akugara mumba. Maita basa.
Mazvita, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am. Thank you, Honorable Mananzwa. I know you are very concerned with the youth. You once came to my office to really understand on how we are going to assist our youth in terms of this program. Madam Speaker, ma'am, I would also add to Honorable Mananzwa to thank His Excellency for providing our young generation with the stands so that they can have their own homes. Under our program of home ownership, we are also working closely with the youth, with the whole of government approach. We have to make sure that all the land developers who will participate in this exercise will comply with the law and the policy that will guide the implementation of the program. So I submit, Madam Speaker, ma'am.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable
MC Spanda.
Spanda.
Ngiyabonga somlomokazi ocolekileyo ngethuba onginika lona. Umbuzo wami wokulandelisela uthi siyabonga ukuthi uhulumende uyenelisa ukuthi abantu bethole izindlu zokuhlala. Ngibe sensithi mina mizamo bani ekhona ukuthi abantu bethole amaphepha agcweleyo pheceleze ama-title deeds abenelisa ukuthi bebe lawo amaphepha lawo mizamo bani ekhona. Ngiyabonga.
Ngiyabonga somlomo wedale leParliament. Somlomokazi, hayi somlomo. sorry somlomo. Ngibonge uHonorable Spanda ngombuzo wakhe oqhakatheke kakhulu wokuthi mizamo bani eyenziwa nguhulumende ukuthi babone ukuthi abantu bayathola amaphepha abanika ilungelo lokuthi izindlu ngezabo ngokusemthethweni. Somlomo wedale leParliament, ngithanda ukuthi ngibonge njalo umongameli wethu uDr. Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa ngohlelo alusungule ngomnyaka ka-2022 olwe-Presidential Title Deeds Program. Ngiyambonga kakhulu umongameli ngalokho. Sibonile sonke umongameli elubeka ngokusemthethweni lolu hlelo e-airport lapho ukutholiswe khona abahlali ama-title deed angu-663. Somlomo wedale leParliament, thina njengwe-Minister of National Housing siphathekile kulolu daba kakhulu. Ngithembisa njalo uHonorable Spanda ukuthi lolu hlelo ayisilo hlelo lwemadolobheni kuphela. Njengogatsha olubona ngezindlu, sikhangelele ukuthi sinikeze kumbe sincedisana logatsha lwe-justice ukuthi sinikeze ama-title deeds ezindlini ezingu-22,000 ezingaphansi kogatsha lwe-Ministry of National Housing. Sesibathumele kabahlali izincwadi ezikhombisa ukuthi batsho ukuthi bayafuna yini ukuthi izindlu zikahulumende lezi akade behlala kizo bazithenge ngokusemthethweni balungiselwe ama-title deed. Sesitholile izimpendulo engingathi phose wonke uZulu ohlala kulezi zindlu engiziqambileyo ngaphambilini usetshengisile ukubana uyafuna ukuba athenge indlu. Bangathenga izindlu lezi sebetholiswa ke ama-title deed. Phezu kwalokho somlomo wedale leParliament kulohlelo njalo olwe-regularization sithungamelwa ipolicy ye-human settlement. Sikhangele izindawo lapho abantu abazihlalise khona ngokungekho emthethweni, kungela manzi, kungela migwaqo, kungela zambuzi. Ngibonge njalo futhi umongameli ngokuthi lolu uhlelo kaluchichiswe kubonakale ukuthi abantu laba abahlezi ezindaweni ezinjengazina lezo kuyalungisiswa, kube lemgwaqo, kube lamanzi, kube lezambuzi eziqondileyo. Lingakhangela amadolobho amancane amaningi engingawabalisa ngithi indawo ezinjengabo Mbundane, abantu basebenzisa ama-blade toilet oku against i-policy yethu, ngoba lapha abagebha khona i-blade toilet yikho lapha futhi abafaka khona amanzi okunatha. So luhlelo esikhangelane lalo somlomo wedale leParliament ukuthi sibone ukuthi kusiyafika u2030 ivision kamongameli ibisigcwalisiwe, ngokubona ukuthi akula muntu olokhe esahamba esambuzini esithi blade toilet yena esedolobheni, akula muntu ongalungiselwa umgwaqo. Sibuye njalo la kuma social amenities, indawo zokuzilibazisa, amakliniki, zena lezo zigaba njalo zikhangelelwe ukuthi kutholakale lezo zinto, izakhiwo. Ngibe sengithanda somlomo wedale leParliament leli ukubonga amalunga edale leParliament leli abaphathekileyo emsebenzini wokuthi babone ukuthi ezigabeni zabo kuyakhiwa izindlu zokufundela zabantwana, kuyakhiwa amakliniki. Ngithanda ukulibonga bathungameli bezigaba ezichiyeneyo. Lesi sibongo sivela ku-Ministry of National Housing and Social Amenities, ngoba nxa sikhuluma ngama-social amenities sikhuluma ngamakliniki, sikhuluma ngezindlu zokufundela, sikhuluma ngama-community hall. Ngiyakubonga kakhulu, ngiyabonga somlomo wedale leParliament.
Supplementary, Honorable Mrombezi.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I'd like to thank the Honorable Minister for her responses. Madam Speaker, while the Honorable Minister has outlined the general measures that she explained, I would like to find out if she can elaborate more on the dedicated interventions that are being implemented to ensure that women, particularly widows, single mothers, and female-headed households gain equitable access to affordable housing. In particular, Madam Speaker, if she can go deeper on how government will dismantle barriers such as unequal land rights, lack of collateral for loans, as well as vulnerability to eviction, which disproportionately affects women. I so submit.
Thank you. Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would also like to thank Honorable Murombezi for the pertinent question, which shows that she is more concerned about women and widows. Madam Speaker, ma'am, I would like to assure Honorable Mrombezi that our policy provides or guides us to consider women, youth, war veterans, and people with disability, or let me say, the minority groups, in all our programs as the Minister of National Housing. There is a certain percentage which we are supposed to allocate to each of these four categories which I've mentioned. It's 10%. When we are having social houses, on allocating those houses, we are supposed to give 10% to each of the four. That includes the widows. Then on the issue of collateral I'm not really sure, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, on what exactly is she talking about, because we don't give loans to the widows. We only give loans to junior civil servant. Those are people or civil servants who are serving within the government. There is no collateral which is required for one to apply for the loans. The process is all the ministries, they submit their list of names for those who are supposed to get the loans. And we disperse the loans according to the requirements. And for the eviction of widows, Madam Speaker, ma'am, maybe the Honorable MP can put it in writing so that I can do a proper research and see whether those widows which are evicted, who are evicted from the houses, are evicted from the houses which belongs to the Ministry of National Housing or other sectors. With your indulgence, Madam Speaker, I would request the Honorable Member to just put the question in writing so that I can go and do a research and bring back a detailed report. So I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister, and I'm sure Honorable Murumez has taken note of that. Thank you. Honorable Mapiki.
Maita basamba chigaro mvunzo wangu unoenda kune gurukota rinoona nezvemasaisai kana kuti zveICT kuti rine urongwa hupi hwari kuronga kuti vamutsiridze bazi rezimpost kana kuti mapost office, nekuti taona kwadana maraicha watora nzvimbo basa iroro vanobva kuSouth Africa vachiunza zvinhu zvese muno, uye taane midhudhudhu yamo Harare akutora basa rinofanira kuitwa nezimpost. Saka ndiri kuti isu sekumaruwa tinenge tichifarira kuti tinge tine madigital center achishanda nemazimpost. Vano urongwa hupi hwekuti vamutsiridze idzoke payakanga iri kare payaidhirivhara matsamba atainyorera vasikana maita basa mubato wechigaro.
Thank you, Honorable Mapiki Mazvita. Honorable Minister.
Ndinoda kukutendai mubato wechigaro. Regai nditore mukana uno zvakare nditende Honorable Mapiki. Ndichida kuvatenda zvikuru nemubvunzo wavabvunza wakatikoshera zvikuru. Zuro, Honorable Madam Speaker, zimpost yakauya kudare rino mukomiti yeICT. Ndinoda kuti nditende Honorable Mapiki, vakanga vachibvunza zvakare mibvunzo yakati wandei yakanangana neizvozvo, asi nekuti vazobvunza muno regai ndienderere mberi, Madam Speaker, ndive ndichikwanisa kuvawo ndichitaura ndichivapindura zvimwe zvezvinhu zvaitaurwa nezuro. Nyaya yezimpost donzvo ratinaro seMinistry of ICT nderekuti iye zvino isusu panyaya dzemasaisai tinotungamirirwa nebazi rinova iro rinenge richinzi Pan-African Postal Union, PAP. Kana tichinge tiri kumhiri kwemakungwa kwakasiyana-siyana kunova iko kwatinoti globally, tinotungamirirwa neyatinoti Universal Postal Union. Izvozvo takava tichiwirirana kuti iye zvino takufanira kuita donzvo rinoita kuti mapost office ave achivandudza mabatiro avanoita basa, kureva kuti vanofanirwa kunge vava kuita zvimwe zvinhu zvakasiyana-siyana zvinova zvichienderana nekudigitaliza kuri kuita nyika. So naizvozvo takava tichitaurirana kuti isu mapost offices anofanirwa kunge achiita smart. asi ndoda unditende kuti zimpost kupfurikidza nedonzvo iroro ravakapuwa vakabva ivo vakwanisa kuva vachipinda nemo ndokubva vataura kuti vanoda kuti vave vachicreata a smart post office kusvika muna 2030. Saregai ndingotaura nditi hongu vataura nyaya madigital centers tiri kuramba tichamavandudza. Ndoda kuti nditende kuti mavhiki maviri matatu apfuura takava tichiwirirana neyatinoti isusu Econet AI yatakawirirana isusu kuti vachange vachiti mumazimpost mega vachaita yatinoti isusu Google Acceleration Center. Izvozvo zvinotibetsera kuti tive tiri munova imo makanangana nedonzvo raiye zvino rekuti isusu tive tichikwanisa kuva tichitaura nyaya dzeartificial intelligence mune mabasa ese atiri kuita anoenderana nezvemasaisai. Saka naizvozvo tichange tichiva tichivisawo maGoogle Acceleration Centers mumadigital center edu. Zvakare panyaya vataura ivo nenyaya yemacourier services, isusu chatakava tichiita pamwe chete neporters takava tichiva tichipa maincentives kune vanhu vese vari kuva vachiita nyaya dzecourier. Takava tichipa isusu mutengo unova wepasi wekuti tikwanise kuvawo tichiziva kuti vanhu ava ndivanani kuti vakwanise kuva vachirejista. So vese vangava vana malaicha vangava vari ani takavaudza kuti ngavauye vangorejista nemuripo uri pasi chaiwo kuti tiite kuti vakwanise kuuya vachirejista. Nyaya yanga ichinyanyonesa nezvenyaya yekuti mana malaicha vawanda. Pane zvimwe zvinhu segovernment zvatisingakwanisi kuva tichistopa, asi chatinoita ndechekuti tinokwanisa kuva tichiregulata toita kuti zvinhu izvozvo zvifambe nemunzira chaiyo. Saka zvatakava tichiwirirana ndezvekuti takati isusu vana malaicha ava vakataurwa mutengo wanga wari pasi kuti vauye vakwanise kuva vachirejista. Vamwe vakauyawo vamwe vakava vasina. Tapedza kudaro takazova neurongo watinawo kuti iye zvino vanenge vasina kurejista tiri kusunga. Tiriko takava tichitaurana pamwe chete neMinistry of Home Affairs. Vanhu ivavo vanofanirwa kunge vachitorwa pasi pemutemo kana vachinge vava vachiita zvese izvozvo zvavari kuita pasina kuva vachibhadhara. So naizvozvo takaona kuti pane stages akasiyana ekuti isusu kune vepasi kune vepakatiwo kunozoti vakakura. Saka naizvozvo ivavo vechidiki tiri kuvatora toti uchiuyai muchirejista chikuzivai tochiziva kuti izvo nechii chamunofanirwa kunge muchiita nemari dzamunofanirwa kunge muchibhadhara kuti tiite kuti zvive zviri formalized. Izvozvo ndo zvatiri kuita. Zvakare tiri kuva tichinyanyokukurudzira zimpost iye zvino iri kushandidzana pamwe chete nekazi vakarejista kuti vave vachitengawo madrone ekuti vabetseredzewo kuti vachifambawo vachikwanisa kuva vachiendesa macourier goods avanenge vainawo. Asi ndoda kundirambe ndichingovandudza kuti mumavhiki matatu apfuura pataiva kuzoita ITF ndoda kunditende kuti zimpost yakaloncha yatinoti isusu smart post yainoti iyo inokwanisa kunge ichitreka maparcels, inokwanisa kunge zvakare munhu achikwanisa kungova achisenda maparcels ake ozova achikwanisa kucommunicata nevanhu paWhatsApp. So izvozvo ndo zvimwe zviri kuita zimpost. Asi ndoda kuti nditaure dare rino kuti nyaya yezimpost panyaya yakanga ichibvunzwa nezuro yaitaura nezvenyaya yeboard tichange tichivandudza kuti tikwanise kuva tichipedzisa nyaya yeboard mumavhiki maviri ari kutevera kuti tiite kuti zimpost irambe ino urongwa hutsva hunoita kuti tirambe ichivandudza kuti isava ichiparara. Ndinotenda.
Supplementary.
Honorable Engineer Mangwa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am. The Honorable Minister, when she was talking about courier service companies, she was bunching all the private-owned and the public-owned, which is Zimpost. Is there any deliberate move, for instance, to compel government-owned enterprises, parastatals or state-owned enterprises, that they take Zimpost as their preferred courier? Is it part of the policy so that they give them a market advantage?
Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Madam Speaker. Ma'am, let me thank Honorable Mangwa for that question. Yes, that is a very noble idea that you have proffered. And I think we need to make sure that we pursue such an initiative. This we have tried to also do it even in terms of our software developers, where we want to continuously be able to engage government and see if they can be able to be given preferential treatment when it comes to the various initiatives that they have. So I think that's a very good idea. We'll pursue it. We want to thank you for offering such. We'll be able to work on it. Yet it's not yet policy, but it's something that we're also considering to do so that we will continuously be able to give business to Zimpost. Thank you.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable Gumbo.
Gumbo, yes. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I do not believe that Zimpost's inadequacies are necessarily because of a lack of innovation. We know of the legacy debt that Zimpost carries from the unbundling that happened with PTC, so on and so forth. And even at the very current moment, Zimpost is struggling to pay its own employees.
And the question is, ask your question.
Yeah, that's what I was now getting into. And now, what is government doing in as far or in as much as assisting Zimpost in dealing with its legacy debt so that it can be capacitated for purposes of funding future innovations? So, you know, it's a giant. It must be the leader in this in that particular industry, but it is being held back by the debt. What is government doing to bail it out?
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Madam Speaker. Ma'am, let me thank Honorable Gumbo for that pertinent question. Yes, as government, what we are happy that Zimpost has managed to do was to be able to provide for its audited results, which now it is up to date. They are only left with about 2 years before. But this is something that they managed to do over the last 4 years. And what we have also tried to also negotiate was to continuously engage with the Ministry of Finance and find out ways that we can for us to work towards this legacy debt. But ultimately, what needs to be done for Zimpost, they need recapitalization. This is the ultimate goal. It's not only Zimpost. Within the ICT sector, we're looking at Zimpost, we're looking at Tel 1, and even Net 1. This is a conversation which is already underway. We are glad that for the other SOEs that we have, that is Net 1 and Tel 1, Mutapa is seized with such a matter. But for Zimpost, this is a continuous engagement that we are having together with the Ministry of Finance so that we recapitalize. That's the only way to go. If we are recapitalizing Zimpost, that means definitely its prospects of even doing better can then be achieved. I'll tell you, Zimpost had a proposal for them to even be able to add up its logistical fleet, but to date they've not been capacitated. So if we get capacity, definitely there is never a time we'll get Zimpost not to be profitable. So we think more money needs to be put to Zimpost, and I'm sure that will be a thing of the past to say Zimpost is not profitable. Thank you.
Supplementary.
Last supplementary, Honorable Nyabani.
Maita yenye, Madam Speaker, mimi ndaida kubvunza supplementary ndokuti izvo pane urongwa hupi huripo hwekuti vanhu ivavo vashandi vari kuZimpost vange vachiraramisawo mhuri dzavo, nokuti pari zvino havasi kuwana chouwiri kana nyange vachichiwana vari kuwana zvinhu zvishoma. Urongwa huripo hwekuti vakwanise kuwana mari huripo hurumende kuti vakwanise kuisa vana vavo kuchikoro, vakwanise kuwanawo chikafu. Hurumende ine urongwa hupi? Ndatenda.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much. Regai ndikutende mbato wechigaro, regai nditende Honorable Nyabani nemubvunzo wamabvunzo wakakosha zvikuru. Zvechokwadi, inini ndoda kungodzokorodza mashoko akava achitaurwa neZimpost nezuro, nekuti isusu tinova tichiprovida policy, asi nyaya dziri operational dzinova dzichiitwa naivo Zimpost. Saka ndinoda kuti nditende kuti ndakanga ndakateerera zvavakakupindurai nekuti ndakanga ndisipo pavaitaura nemi. Vakavimbisa kuti vachaita zvavanogona pese kuti vaite kuti mari idzodzo dzikwanise kubhadharwa. Neniwo ndo mushumashoko andokwanisa kutaurirai ekuti Zimpost tiri kuiudzawo sehurumende kuti ngavaite kuti vakwanise kubhadhara vanhu ivavo mari dzavo munguva pfupi inotevera. Ndinotenda.
Tinotenda. New question, Honorable James.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Honourable Minister of Local Government and Public Works. Honourable Minister, clarity is urgently needed regarding the proposed housing development on the Ramsar protected Monavale wetlands. As this is state land, the development must have been signed off by your office, Honourable Minister. Can we have clarity on the situation, and would you be in a position to rectify the situation, as fresh pegging took place almost immediately after the Perm Secretary of the Office of the President and Cabinet spoke on site on the 5th of May? Thank you.
That's not a police question, Madam. Honorable James, I advise you to put your question in writing because it's a specific question.
Madam Speaker, I brought it up as a point of privilege on Tuesday, and the then Speaker of the House suggested I ask a question on a Wednesday. Thank you.
Honorable Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the question is about a specific area that is being developed, and the Minister of Local Government will gladly come here and answer to that question. I submit.
Honorable James.
Madam Speaker, it's unacceptable. This is a...
Honorable James, I advise you to put your question in writing so that the responsible minister will make some investigations and bring the answer to this parliament. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, I was asked to present the question here.
I think it's time that he is dismissed out of the House.
New question, Honorable S. Nyoni.
On a point of order, Madam Speaker. On a point of order, Madam Speaker. I've got a point of order.
Order, Honorable Nyoni. What is your point of order?
My point of order, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when we are in the House, we should take the proceedings of this House seriously. And also, I think the government chief whip must lead by example. This business of just speaking without your indulgence, it doesn't give a good picture in terms of respect of your office and respect of this House. He should lead by example. Thank you.
Point of order overruled, Honorable. Honorable Nyoni.
Point of order. Point of order, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you didn't give reasons to your ruling. Can I understand?
Honorable member, please may you allow this House to proceed. Please. Honorable Nyoni.
Point of privilege, Madam Speaker. Point of privilege, Madam Speaker. Point of privilege, Madam Speaker.
Please, may you take your seat.
It's a point of privilege, Madam Speaker.
Ngiyabonga somlomo weParliament yethu. Umbuzo wami uqondane. Umbuzo wami uqondane lo minister wama-war veterans abalweli benkululeko. Madam Speaker, siyabuzwa kuma constituents ukuthi sokungaphi ukulandelelwa kwalabana abahlolwayo abavethwayo ngo-2022 ukuthi uminister kumbe angasaluleka kwenzela ukuthi siye batshela ukuthi sokungaphi amalungiselelo abawathenjiswayo nguhulumende. Ngiyabonga somlo.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me again thank Honorable Nyoni for that pertinent question. It's true, Honorable Speaker, that in 2022 and 2024, we held a vetting program that involved the non-combatants and the war collaborators. We have already compiled their names. The names are ready for gazetting, but for them to be gazetted, there is need for Treasury concurrence, and we are at an advanced stage with our consultations. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Yes.
What is your point of order?
Ndaikumbirawo mubati wechigaro kuti minista wakwanise kuzouya vachipa ministerial statement. Ndozvandaifungawo kuti wangoya wakaita ministerial statement kuita kuti maanswers akawanda edu nezvishuwo zvedu zviitwe.
Tazvinzwa Honorable Mapiki.
Supplementary.
Chimbogarai pasi kandipedze kupindura. Hey. Ndutsura imimi. Honorable Minister, munokumbirwa kuuya neministerial statement.
Ndatenda zvikuru Madam Speaker.
Notenda.
Supplementary.
Supplementary imedrana nomvunzo wanga wabvunzwa wewe. Muchanasokubvunza kana ministerial statement yako.
Aiwa Madam Chair. Supplementary yawo. Question yabvunzwa pokutanga. Ndoza ndikubvunza izvi.
Aiwa kuramba ka. Ngati aiwa kuramba.
Aiwa Madam Chair, ndiri kusumuka one supplementary pamubvunzo wasumudzwa negurukota. Andinene point of order yamapiki.
Aiwa ndati kuti aiwa kuramba.
Kuramba Madam Chair. Ndozviramba zvashuwa.
Muri kuramba chi?
Nokuti supplementary inotenderwa nomutemo Madam Chair.
Musafurirwe na Honorable Makuvire.
Aiwa.
Bvunzai.
Ndatenda Madam Chair. Mubvunzo wangu wokupedza ndokuti mawo veteran edu Madam Chair zvaizvozvi vari kuhora mari inokwana zana namakumi mashanu pachirungu $150. Mari iri pasi peyatinoti pachirungu poverty line. Urongwa hurumende here wokuona kuti mawo veteran edu abatwawo zvakanaka munyika yekwedu. Ndatenda.
Honorable Minister.
Mazvita Honorable Speaker, ndichida kutenda Honorable MP nemubvunzo wekuwedzera chero zvawo usina kunangana nemubvunzo wekutanga, nokuti mubvunzo wekutanga wanga uchitaura zveavo vakavetwa pashure vaifanirwa kunge mazita avo achishambadzwa. Naizvozvo takanangana hedu nekuti izvo hurumende iri kuita zvipi panyaya yekuona kuti varwi verusununguko vawedzerwa mari. Ndinovimba pakawedzerwawo vese civil servants nemapensioners yema-war veterans inobva yawedzerwawo panongoita zvinongoitwa automatic. Saka ndinoda kuti izvo ishuviro yedu yekuti izvo vange vachiwana kugara zvakanaka. Saka vari kuedza kubatsirwa kuti vange vachiwanikwa vari mune zveupfumi mumafarms, kuwanawo zvekuma tourism kuti vazoguma vava kunyanya kuzviriritira vega, asi izvozvo zvose idonzvo rehurumende rekuona kuti vagara zvakanaka. Ndinotenda.
Supplementary.
Tinotenda.
Supplementary. Supplementary. Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable
Chigumbu.
Chidua.
All right.
Ndinotenda. Supplementary yangu inotiyo pakaitwa vetting pekutanga kune vamwe vakasara vakati wandei, ndofunga inyaya yatakambotaura muno. Zvino zvakwanziko gazetting yapadhuze kuitwa, ko avo vasina kunyorwa mazita avo pokutanga, vasina kuvetewa, muchaita sei navo?
Mazvita. Honorable Minister.
Ndatenda zvikuru Honorable Speaker. Ndinoda kutenda Honorable Chidua nemubvunzo wakanaka kudaro. Vetting tinoramba tichiita, yatakaita takati tapedza yanga iri vetting yatakaita vanhu vakawanda, yataiti blitz vetting apo taibata matunhu akawanda. Zvino iko zvino vaya vakasarira vanoramba vachienda kuma district offices edu, kuma provincial offices edu, chero iko ku national, vonyoresa mazita avo. Kana vari mawo collaborators tinozviziva kuti vanenge vachinzi ngavabvetwe nemacommanders akanga ari munzvimbo dzavaishandira. Zvinoreva kuti izvo kana taziva kuti izvo uku kune vakawanda zvakadii, kune vakawanda zvakadii, totumira vanhu vedu voenda ikoko vonokwanisa kuvabatsira. Kana zvichiita kuti tinoti ngavaungane panzvimbo imwe chete vanhu vakanga vachikomanda munzvimbo dzakasiyana siyana, tovati vaendepo vaone kuti ndivo here varwere sununguko. Saka vatiri kugazeta ava tinongoramba tichizongotera zvekare kuisa muregister redu avo vatinenge tawana vatera mumashure. Zviri kuitika izvozvo kune avo vakavhetwa 1997 vanova mawar veterans, nazvino tichiri kungowana vamwe vakasaririra vanga vasina kuvhetwa vari kumachonyonyo, vari kungokwanisa kunge vachibatsirwa vachizopinzwa mumaregister vachibatsirwa zvekare. Ndinotenda.
Supplementary.
Supplementary. Supplementary.
Tinotenda.
Supplementary.
Order. In terms of standing order number 68, time for questions without notice has expired.
On a point of order, on a point of privilege, Madam Speaker, ma'am. Nangandishikumbiro kuti nguva iwedzerwe kuti nyaya iyi yemaovheti iti ibatwewo zviri nani. Ingopera nguva shoma hayo kana 10 minutes.
I second.
We object, Madam Speaker.
Quite rejection.
I said a second,
Madam Speaker, ma'am. They must guide over procedure.
I object, Madam Speaker.
Kosumuka nichisuggesta umwe munhu akutoti object pasina kubvunzwa kunzi pane anosekunda here. Zvakuita kuva a sinister motive yekuita kunge asingadi kuti veterans vange vachibatwa zvakanaka. Inini baba vangu vakafa vaitodudzwa kuti vakarwira nyika ino vasina kuvhetwa, asi anonyararidza nyaya yakadai kwesha zvofamba sei.
Mibvunzo yacho yekuteverera yanga yakwana mitatu.
Supplementary, Madam Speaker.
Procedure, Madam Speaker, ma'am. Kuti house it's an house of laws and order. Haifaniri kuva house yekuti munhu anongosumuka achita maputi.
Torai chigaro chenyu mugare pasi. Honorable Amauswa Mazvita.
Maovheti amumada nditi
vana baba vedu vakafa musadaro.
Maovheti kuno kusaidi kuno kuti nawo maovheti.
Asi maovheti ayo opposition.
Musadaro maovheti wakumana.
Chakanja.
Nyaya yemaovheti ngatiitsitsenurei.
Order.
Point of privilege, Madam, Honorable Chair.
Point of privilege?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
How does it arise?
Honorable Chair, before you took the seat, there was a request by Honorable Amoskwa that a procedure should be followed. When a request to extend time was made, the Speaker didn't ask for anyone to second, but only heard Honorable Pinduka rejecting. What is he rejecting? We want to continue to ask this issue that regards war veterans. So may you conclude this procedure that was concluded when.
Order. Order. Right, Honorable Chigumbu. What happens is that when somebody asks for an extension of time, yes, procedurally someone must then second it. But the moment there is a voice of objection, it overrules everything. So unfortunately, that has been done. The voice of objection supersedes everything else. So sorry about that.
No,
right.
Point of clarity.
Point of privilege.
Point of clarity. Point of clarity, Honorable Chair.
Sorry, I am not going to indulge you further.
No, point of clarity. I want you to clarify something, Honorable Chair. The procedure is that you are supposed to object something that would have been seconded. So are you saying you are changing the rules or what? Can you clarify on this? What the rule is that it's supposed to be seconded and then rejected or accepted.
Honorable Chigumbu.
Yes.
Please take your seat when I'm talking.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm taking my seat.
Honorable Sacha, switch off your mic. Thank you. Right, I thought I took my time to explain to you the procedures and then also highlighted that unfortunately a voice of objection came out loud and clear, which then stops the whole process. The Speaker can no longer ask for any second already because there is already a serious intention of rejection of that request. So please, let's bear with each other that way. You know, we always have a lot of questions that remain unanswered. Ministers come here to respond to your questions, but then you want to take time again dwelling on things that will not change. Honestly, don't you think you're being unfair to yourselves? Let us allow the House to proceed so that these ministers that are here can respond to these questions. You are the same people that raise these questions. So don't you want them to respond to your questions? Right. Questions with notice. Okay. Questions with notice. Honorable members, with your indulgence, may I kindly ask us to stand over all questions from number 1 up to number 136 so that we deal with question number 137 and 138 under the Minister of Defense. Hold on. Sorry, Honorable Deputy Chief Whip, please may I approach the chair? Just a minute, honorable members.
Order. Right, we shall proceed. In the meantime, questions with notice. Question number 1, Honorable Chumanzala.
Question number 1, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, the Honorable Deputy Minister of Health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I want to thank Honorable Kumanzala for the question to ask the Minister of Health and Child Care to inform the House on the following. What is in 2 parts. First part is, what measures are being taken to improve healthcare services in Binga district, particularly in rural areas? The answer is, in order to ensure adequate health workforce, the Ministry of Health and Child Care has a plan to double the number of health workers by 2030. In this regard, there has been an increase in the number of primary care nurses deployed across all rural health centers in Binga in order to strengthen primary health care services. For the hard-to-reach communities who have managed to sustain outreach services, especially for the immunization of children under 5 years, outreach services means our health teams will bring health service directly into communities to cater for the elderly and young ones, thus reducing traveling distance to health facilities where services could be offered. With the help of the head office, the district has managed to put neglected tropical diseases, that is NTDs such as bilharzia, under control through mass drug administration working together with the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education. The Ministry of Health and Child Care is also embarked on promoting upskilling of healthcare workers through basic obstetric emergency care training, mentorship visits by specialists of obstetrician and pediatrics to the district hospitals. On the equipment side, the Ministry of Health and Child Care availed various pieces of equipment for capacitation of Binga District Hospital through result-based financing, that is RPF funds, availing anesthetic machines and resuscitating machines, among others. The part B, what measures are being implemented to reduce incidence of malaria and waterborne disease in the Zambezi Valley? The answer, measures to reduce malaria incidence in the Zambezi Valley. There is 1, vector control. The primary vector control measures deployed including indoor residual spraying and net distribution. High burden wards are sprayed and communities in wards with moderate incidence receives nets. The Ministry of Health and Child Care also distributes nets to cover outside sleeping spaces if declared, including farmers, tobacco curing, garden crops, artisanal miners, and co-production. Then larviciding is used as a complementary method. The challenge is that the country has limited stocks because the Ministry of Health and Child Care is awaiting the release of budget to procure larvicides. Case management. The ministry has trained village health workers to offer treatment and services at the community level, thus improving access to care. Health workers continue to receive training and medical supplies to ensure the continued treatment of cases and reduce parasite density. Social behavior change engagement of communities on the importance of malaria prevention and early treatment is ongoing. Support is received from local leadership to reach all communities during the deployment of interventions. The cross-border engagement. Zambia and Zimbabwe have an MOU. March West and March North hold collaborative meetings with the Zambia provinces, districts, learning visits, and find ways to harmonize interventions in response to the communities, including mobile migrant populations. The ministry response is supported by surveillance systems at all levels, allowing transition of appropriate interventions. The challenge is uptake of health interventions by artisanal miners remains very low, as it is usually difficult to reach them and poor risk perception. We request policies to support the engagement of the special group given their contribution to economic growth through mining activities. Population migration patterns in some areas are increasing the burden in low malaria endemic areas. In as such, As efforts are made to reach populations who spend nights outside, the ministry is not able to reach all, and some cannot use nets because of the nature of their activities, leaving them at risk. We request continued support in communicating malaria messages and the appropriate measures for them. Meanwhile, on measures being taken to reduce waterborne diseases, the Ministry of Health and Child Care has employed the following strategies: upgrading and protection of wells. The Ministry of Health and Child Care gives annual targets to improve safe water supply coverage. Provision of aquataps to treat water from unprotected sources. Regular sanitary inspection and repair of water resources. Collecting and analysis water samples. The collected water samples are sent to Government Analysis Laboratory in Harare for quality control. Establishing and training of water point communities. Community health promotions on maintenance of water points and the prevention of waterborne diseases. Then the part C. Whether there are any plans to upgrade and expand healthcare facilities in Binga district in light of population growth and increased economic activities. Binga District Hospital, as the district's main referral health facility, is undergoing renovation, and the maternity ward is almost done following assistance we got from the Zimbabwean Defense Forces, which provided artisans. The maternity mother's waiting home was also refurbished with the help from partners like International Medical Corps. The Ministry of Health and Child Care also aimed to open 4 more clinics this year that are at advanced stages of completion. That is Manyanda, Mabobolo, Siachilava, and Zambezi clinics. When funding is availed, the ministry will construct more health facilities in the district to cater for the growing population. I so submit, Mr. Speaker, say.
Supplementary question.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Yes, Honorable Chimanzala.
Twalumba kapati kusandule yazwa kulibe Ministry of Health. Twalumba kapati ma details ngebatupa atala ziru ubamba ministry atala makanabo sanambi kuboma lya Binga. Pesi mubuzyo wangu utobela ulatala kwamba kuti ngalangisisya ima distances kuzwa kumujere kuzosika kubinga center alimwi ikuzwa kubinga center kuyosika kuchisizya alasiya kuma 200 kilometers. So ndalikuya kuti mekwalibyeni kuti iba ministry ba consider kuti kusyabhuwa nakana kuti kukhaliangwe yabanga ma referral centers alawo agwasiania a Binga District Hospital kamboka kuti misinzo mila mfuloko kulibyene alimwi kuti ma ambulance amwi for example abigwa ku Siabua then amwi abigwa ku Kariangwe kuchitra kuti ibantu bazwa ku masenaria bajane nzira ze kuti bagwasikana kufambana kuti baba mapenzi nako baba malwazi twalumba kapati.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chimanzala. Honorable Minister, did you follow it?
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the Honorable Member for the additional question. Yes, it's unfortunate our translation was not working, but I could pick 1 or 2 words or sentences to say why some other ambulances which are at Binga not being deployed to Siaboa, and I believe there's some distance from the district hospital to other sites where it's maybe about 200 kilometers. So, in response to that, what we usually do, since we want to make sure each and every district in Zimbabwe is covered with the ambulances, as of now, I believe at Binga District Hospital, if I'm not mistaken, they've got 4 ambulances. which are covering all clinics and sites which are feeders to Binga District Hospital. And also it is not maybe adequate or prudent for now for us to deploy ambulances not on a district hospital because they are not yet enough, but our target is to do so, to make sure that we have ambulances at a mini rural health center like Siaboa. But as of now, we deploy them at a district hospital so that they can cover all sites which are feeders to that particular district hospital. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Right, we move on to the next question. Once again, Honorable Members, I'd ask for your indulgence to set aside questions 2 up to 136 because the Honorable Minister of Defense needs to rush somewhere, so we wanted to quickly tackle them. So we'll go to question number 137. Honorable Chidziba is not in the house. Okay, so Honorable Minister can submit your written response, and Honorable Minister, question 138 again is from the same Honorable Minister, Honorable Member, so please submit your written responses. Thank you very much. Then we go back to our order and go back to question number 2, Honorable Murombedzi.
Question 2, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. But before the Minister responds, Honorable Members, I'm thinking that to be fair, with your indulgence, may I pick at least 2 questions per every minister that is here represented, so that at least all the ministers that are here can respond to some of the questions that are on the order paper. So the Minister of Health has already answered one, so this will be the second one. Then we'll move to another ministry with the ministers that are here present, so that we try and equate the responses. Are we okay with that? Thank you very much. Okay, Honorable Minister, Deputy Minister of Health, you may respond to question number 2.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I want to thank Honorable Murombes for the question, which says that to ask the Minister of Health and Child Care to inform the House the number of health centers that can administer oxytocin for maternal health province by province. The answer is, thank you, Honorable Murombes, for the number of health centers that can administer oxytocin for maternal health care. The number is in total 1,678. Then, as you said, by province, Mashingo, it has got 220. Mashonaland Central, 163. Harare Metropolitan, 15. Midlands, 266. Matabeleland South, 148. Manicaland, 285. Mashonaland East, 241. Mashonaland West, 205. Bulawayo Metropolitan, 5. Matabeleland North, 130. To make up a total of 1,678. I so submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Supplementary, Honorable Murombedzi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, and I'd like to thank the Honorable Minister for that response. My supplementary question to the Honorable Minister would be, I want to find out from the Ministry whether the availability of oxytocin at these health centers is matched by trained personnel and functional cold chain systems, particularly in most of our rural provinces where maternal mortality is at its highest, and if we have accountability mechanisms that exist to monitor the stockouts and prevent avoidable maternal deaths. I so submit.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I want to thank Honorable Murombes for the supplementary question. The actual fact is oxytocin is
administered by a qualified personnel who is a midwife or a trained person to do deliveries. So the moment when these medicines are taken to these sites where deliveries are done, it automatically means that each and every site which I have read out here, it has got a trained personnel. It can be a registered general nurse who is a midwife, or a primary care nurse who is upskilled to do deliveries. In terms of cold chain, that's why you have seen the ministry has gone on the solar-powered backup systems on our all rural health centers to make sure that all these vaccines which are delivered or deployed to these sites, not only oxytocin, but all vaccines which needs the cold chain maintenance, we have put up solar systems to make sure that in case of power failure, there is solar. In some areas, they also have some gas fridges which are used as a backup to make sure that these cold chains are maintained every time, and the quality controls are being done time and again to make sure the potency of the vaccines or these oxytocins are still viable, to make sure that we don't need to use the drugs which are not potent enough, especially on cold chain issues. So definitely be assured, and the nation is assured, that most of our rural health centers, they are now solar powered to maintain this, to make sure that we don't have a challenge, especially on cold chain maintenance. I thank you.
Thank you. Right, honorable members, according to my request, we'll stand over question number 3 up to question number 9, and then ask question number 10. Honorable Shatwa C. Is in the house? Is not so. The Honorable Minister of Public Service, you can submit your question. And then question number 11.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes? Who's that? Yes, oh yes, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Yeah. Ngiyabonga Mr. Speaker, senginanzelela ukuthi kweqiwe u8 lo 9. U7 elo 9 ebengibuyela ukuzowaphendula.
Oh yeah, siyabonga. Bengananzelelanga ukuthi ukhona. Sesizawathatha la siwafake khonapho. Lapha bese we now on question number
Law number 7, Honorable Speaker.
Number 7.
Yes.
7 and 8. Kanti Honorable Deputy Minister Phuthi, uthe wena imbuzo yakho ngubani?
Bengibone angazathi ngu8 lo 9, Mr. Speaker, sir. Questions by Honorable Hamauswa and another by Honorable Mambipiri.
Okay. So, okay, U7 information and publicity. Aye, kulungile. Thank you very much for that. So, we're done question 10. So let's do question 11 accordingly to finish off with the Public Services Ministry. Then we'll revert back to question 7 after that. So question number 11, Honorable Moyo V.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Question number 11.
Thank you. Honorable Deputy Minister of Public Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to thank Honorable Moyo for the question. It reads, to ask the Minister of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare to inform the House when Baobab Primary School will receive their beam allocation, considering that they last received the allocation in 2013. Thank you once again, Honorable Moyo, for the question. The issue at Baobab Primary School in your constituency has been noted and investigated. We have discovered that the school was not submitting their beam allocation forms to the beam management unit, hence no payment was made. My ministry has now reached out directly to them and provided guidance to ensure they rectify this anomaly. Once we receive the application forms, payments shall be effected and arrears cleared along with other schools. Importantly, we are developing a beam management information system that will be made available to all schools. This system will streamline the beam allocation process and reduce the administrative burden of submitting physical forms directly to beam management units. We are committed to improving the beam program's efficiency and ensuring all eligible schools receive their allocations in a timely manner. The new beam MIS system will be a key part of achieving this goal. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much. I don't see any supplementary questions, so we will revert back to question number 7. Honorable Bonda is not in the house. Honorable Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, you may submit your response to Hansard. We move on to question number 8, Honorable Hamauswa.
Number 8, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Information, Communication Technology, Postal and Courier Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I am responding to a question by Honorable Hamauswa, who asked the government on the connection of particular institutions possibly in his constituency, Warren Park. The government recognizes the critical role of internet connectivity in enhancing access to education, particularly in public institutions such as Warren Park High School. The deployment of satellite broadband solutions, including those provided by Starlink, is part of the broader digitalization program aimed at connecting schools, clinics, and other public institutions. With respect to Warren Park High School, the school has been identified as a priority institution under the ICT Lab per School program run by the Ministry of ICT, Postal and Courier Services. The school has been connected and the project was completed on Wednesday, 18 March 2026. I have the liberty to share visuals of the connected schools with my colleague, Honorable Member. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Yes, Honorable Amausa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I just want to thank Honorable Minister and indeed that they connected the school. It's only that maybe the question remained on the order paper for a long time. However, I also encourage government ministries that whenever they are also implementing such projects, it will be good to just give a courteous call to honorable members so that we also be able to witness the installation of such projects, so that we also appreciate the developments that will be taking place in our constituencies. Thank you.
Thank you. Does that require a response from you, Honorable Minister? I think it was just a statement. So we move on. Question number 9, Honorable Mambi Puri.
Question number 9, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Deputy Minister of Information.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I would like to thank Honorable Mambipiri for a very important question that he raised. The issue of data expiry and reclamation of unused data by telecommunications companies is governed by regulatory frameworks and commercial policies approved by the regulator. In this case, the Postal and Telecommunications Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe, POTRAZ. The current position is as follows. Nature of bundles. Data purchased by consumers is typically offered as a time-bound service, not a perpetual entitlement. This means that data is valid for a specified period as communicated at the point of purchase. Cost of structures. Telecommunications operators design data packages based on framework capacity, operational costs, and sustainability considerations. Time limits help manage network demands and ensure service quality. Regulatory oversight. POTRAZ ensures that operators clearly disclose terms and conditions related to data usage, including expiry periods, to protect consumers from unfair practices. That said, government is aware of concerns raised by consumers regarding the data expiry. To this end, the Ministry of ICT, Postal and Courier Services is engaging POTRAZ and mobile network operators to explore more consumer-friendly data policies, including the possibility of extending validity periods or introducing rollover options. Another option is ongoing regulatory review that aims to strike a balance between consumer protection and sector viability. I submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Supplementary question, Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Mambipiri.
Maita basa mubato wechigaro. Nyaya yedata rino expire inonyanyobata pamongo yevanhu vanoshanda misi nenguva vachishandisa nharembozha kana malaptops. Tiri kuti isusu kana munhu atenga data rake redhora semuenzaniso mubato wechigaro, aritenga mangwanani, rozongomuka mangwanani richinzi raka expire, asi tichiona kuti mazuva ano network iri kunetsa. Vari kuita vacho kuti network inese ndo vacho varidzi vemakambani ari kutengesa data. Saka vanenge vakutengesera data kuswera kusina network, kana kuti network iri very slow isinganyatsoshanda, mangwana womuka wochiti ndipedzise basa rangu, data riya ronzi ra expire. Amuonewo here minista kuti panenge pane hundyire kana ukopokopo kana umbavha huri kuitwa nevaridzi vemanetwork aya kutengesera vanhu data ravasingazoshandisi?
Tinotenda Honorable Mambipiri, asi ndoda kuti ndikukumbirei kuti kuitira kuti tiedze kukavha emibvunzo yakati wandei, kana tichibvunza masupplementary tiwafupikidze kuitira kuti titi gagaga tiedze kumhanya nemamema ministries atadoma pano. Yes, Honorable Minister, you may respond. That applies to all honorable members who would want to ask supplementary questions. And please also, if it's not really necessary, do not ask supplementary questions, so that we try and go over these questions, because there are too many now. And may you also indulge me, honorable members, to say that as a house courtesy, I will only allow one supplementary question per each question, so that we move with speed. Are we agreeable to that? Thank you. All right. So, Honorable Minister, go ahead.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker. Sorry, Mr. Speaker. Ndachikumbira kana tichibvira muti ndau Jehovah tinoita kwa pakakosha senyaya iri mudariro tisangomirira one jet. Ndatenda.
Aiwa, regai tingofamba neizvozvo zvatatenderana neimba yese kuti tongobvunza one kuitira kuti tifambe nenguva. Yes, Honorable Minister, you may respond.
Ndinotenda mubato wechigaro. inyaya yakakosha ya unzwa na honorable Mambipiri. Nyaya yekutarisa kuti vanhu kana vachitenga data vanorishandisa kusvika papi. Makambani enharembozha kana kuti makambani anotengesa data iwo anomira papi panyaya yekufungidzira kubirwa kunoitwa nevanhu. Sehurumende takamira tiri kudivi revanhu reruzhinji, tiripo pakudzivirira kuti pawanikwe kushungurudzwa kunenge kwamuri kutaura ikoko. Ndinofungidzira kuti pamhinduro yangu yandapa pane pandamboti batei nyaya ine chekuita nekuti veporters vanova ndivo vane basa rekutarisa kuti kuri kushandwa sei musekta iyoyo. Vanofanirwa kuti vabatane pamwe chete nevakatarisa zveku consumer friendly ndingati pachirungu. Kutira kuti nyaya iyoyi tisvike pakuigadzirisa, hongu takunzwa kunyunyuta kuripo kune ruzhinji nguva dzese kuti vari kuti havasi kugutsikana nemashandisirwo anoitwa data ravo kana varitenga network ichizonetsa asi richingozopera. Ndinoda kuti ndikuvimbisei honorable Mambipiri kuti iyi inyaya yatichadzokera nayo kune veporters kuti vagare pasi nemamobile network operators anoshanda pasi pedivi ravo kuitira kuti tione kuti nyaya dzakadai hadzirambe dzichiuya. Ndinofunga nyaya iyi yakambouya padare rino tikaigadzirisa nekupa mhinduro dzekuti chii chiri kuitwa, asi iri kuramba ichiuya zvakare. Izvi zvichiratidza kuti inyaya inopota ichitikagadzirwa inoramba ichidzoka zvakare. Saka ndokumbira kuti mundipe mukana wekuti tichinotaura navo tigadzirise nyaya iyoyi kana ichiramba ichitika seizvozvi. Ndotenda mbato yechigaro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I must actually say that I'm impressed with your response in fluent Shona, with you coming from Matebeleland. That's a very good example of an exemplary leader. Now I want to hear the Mashonaland speaking ministers responding in fluent Debele. That would be a very good day indeed. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Well done indeed. Honorable members, we stand over other questions from question 10 up to question 53, and we take question 54 under the Minister of Energy. So, question 54, Honorable Kuka.
Question 54, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Is the Honorable Minister of Energy?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Honorable Kuka asked the Minister of Energy and Power Development to inform the House the government's plan on local authorities purchasing or paying bills at non-commercial rates, considering that these organizations are non-profit making. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is true that local authorities are non-profit making organizations and often find it difficult to collect monies for services rendered to the citizens, leaving them struggling with liquidity challenges. While this is the case, it has to be noted that these utilities are also in recovery modes, where they were recently supported with a cost-reflective tariff after more than a decade of non-cost reflective tariff. Currently, ZETDC does not have the financial capacity to charge local authorities tariffs that are below cost reflective levels, as there is need to cover the full cost of supplying energy. The approved tariff methodology used by the utility requires that tariffs be set at cost reflective levels, that is based on the actual cost of supplying electricity to each customer category. Providing an electricity subsidy to local authorities poses a direct threat to national energy security and increases a secular debt crisis that already sees councils owing millions of US dollars to ZETDC. Forcing the utility to provide power below the cost of production without a guaranteed treasury bailout would result in operational insolvency, stripping ZESA of the liquidity needed for decent operations. This will bring back the era of load shedding and prolonged faults that the utility is working tirelessly to avert. Furthermore, such a subsidy creates a moral hazard by masking municipal failures, effectively subsidizing the massive energy waste associated with non-revenue water, where councils lose over 50% of treated supply to preventable leaks. Any reduction in the tariff to local authorities will create a revenue gap that must be covered by an alternative funding source to ensure the utility continues to be capacitated to deliver adequate power. During the Urban Council Association of Zimbabwe meeting held in Kadoma recently, the ZETDC extended the offer to local authorities to participate in utility-driven advanced net metering, which would qualify the pumping stations for up to 12% tariff incentives. Under the program, local authorities provide way leaves, which is in the form of land, for the utility to set up solar system plants at the pumping stations and benefit from the tariff incentives. Sadly, most of the local authority bills are high due to energy inefficiencies. The utility offered free demand-side management services and energy efficiency audits and is waiting invites from the local authorities. The demand-side management service and energy efficiency could see councils saving up to 40%. If the local authorities take advantage of the above offers by the utility, significant reduction in energy savings will be realized, resulting in a sustainable decrease in their electricity cost. The utility is also in discussion with various local authorities in ways of cooperating on public lighting and revenue collection. This will further reduce the electricity cost burden and improve the local authorities' liquidity. It is also proposed that the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works, as the parent ministry, comes to cushion local authorities where an arrangement can be made with local authorities so that government, through the Ministry of Local Government, meets 50% or the agreed percentage of the bill, while the local authorities meet the balance. However, ZETDC continues to charge local authorities at cost-reflective tariffs. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much.
Supplementary.
Okay, the owner of the question is not asking anything because it's only one supplementary. Yes, Honorable Mangwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Considering that in tariff setting, precedence has been set that chrome producers have been subsidized before. And the fact that subsidizing does not necessarily result in treasury giving. There may be options of cross-subsidization. Can we not have that as an option, cross-subsidization, or the same that they did with chrome miners, where they subsidize?
Yes, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Also to appreciate the honorable member for asking the question of subsidizing the local authorities. Well, as I said, honorable member, the ZETDC cannot subsidize local authorities, as I was saying earlier, because that would also burden their own liquidity. And the government itself, as I suggested, we are suggesting that maybe local authorities can be subsidized through the Ministry of Local Government, if it is possible that they can do so. We cannot speak on their behalf, but if they can do so, they could make arrangements for them to subsidize a part of the payments for the local authorities. However, what would be ideal is for the local authorities themselves to be able to cover the expenses of electricity for themselves, for them to be fully equipped to collect revenue for themselves, so that they can be able to pay for electricity on their own without cross-subsidizing or cross subsidies or anything. We would rather have a situation where local authorities themselves can raise funds through rates, through payments of any other services that the local authorities would be rendering to the public, and the public can pay, and then they can set aside funds for them to be able to pay for services that they may want from the government.
Thank you very much,
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Mama.
Yeah, for the benefit of the minister, cross subsidization simply means one tariff class pays on behalf of the other tariff cost. So ZETDC does not incur any additional cost by cross subsidization. They can choose to change time of use, etc. But there is no prejudice in terms of cost.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. That information that you carry is vital, and I would invite you and encourage you to visit your office and offer that intelligence. Thank you. Question number 55, Honorable Tsitsi. Oh, he is not in the house. So, Honorable Minister of Energy, you can submit your response to Hansard. We stand over question number 56 and move on to question number 89 under the Transport Ministry. There we go. Question number 89, Honorable Madzivanika.
Question 89, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Deputy Minister of Transport.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, allow me to respond to the question raised by Honorable Madzivanika as follows. To ask the Minister of Transport and Infrastructure Development to appraise the House on the total distance in kilometers of all roads that require resurfacing across the country and the distance that has been resurfaced to date. Mr. Speaker, sir, the distances in kilometers requiring resurfacing and those already resurfaced to date, as referred to by the Honourable Member of Parliament in the country's 10 provinces, are as follows. In Bulawayo province, we have 1,500 kilometers that require resurfacing, and to date we have resurfaced 661 kilometers. In Harare province, the total kilometers required for resurfacing is 3,772, of which 316 kilometers have been resurfaced to date. In Manicaland, we have 183.4 kilometers that require resurfacing, of which 31.9 have been resurfaced to date. In Mashonaland East, we have 288 kilometers where 30 kilometers have been resurfaced to date. In Mashonaland West, we have 143 kilometers, of which 43.7 kilometers have been resurfaced. In Mashingo, we have 139 kilometers where 200 kilometers have been resurfaced. I think there was an error there. In Matabeleland North, we have 1,041 kilometers where 447 were resurfaced. Whilst in Matabeleland South, we have 483 kilometers where 21 were resurfaced. The total number of kilometers requiring resurfacing are 2,145, whilst 700 kilometers have been resurfaced. Mr. Speaker, sir, whilst the number of kilometers surfaced are not sufficient, the Ministry has embarked on the capacitation of all road authorities in Zimbabwe to enable timeous maintenance of road infrastructure. This will greatly preserve the road infrastructure and lower the costs of road rehabilitation. It is in that regard that the Ministry aims to attend to all the roads that require rehabilitation as prescribed in the National Development Strategy. I so submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister.
Yeah, supplementary?
Yes, Honorable.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for his response. However, it appears that according to the information received from the provinces, it appears other provinces are receiving attention, more attention than others in terms of road resurfacing. Does the Honorable Minister have a policy to ensure that there is equality or fairness in the manner in which rehabilitation or resurfacing is taking place? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Madziwanika. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Madziwanika, for your very important question. It is government policy driven by His Excellency Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa's mantra that no place should be left behind. And therefore, it is our responsibility that development or resurfacing of these roads should be done across the country. But as you may be aware, certain provinces like Masvingo, for example, have a road that comes from Beitbridge to Masvingo, the South-North corridor, of which we have 139 kilometers which have been surfaced to date. If you look at the Bulawayo to Victoria Falls Road as well, that will add to the distance being surfaced, for example, in Matabeleland North. So some provinces have what we call major highways or corridors that feed the region, and these obviously will get preference to other smaller roads. But having said that, it is our role as a ministry to work on all roads across the country, and resources permitting, leaving no one and no place behind. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Question number...
Supplementary, Honorable Speaker.
Sorry, Honorable Kaipogulu. Unfortunately, we agreed on one per question. So,
with your indulgence, Honorable Speaker, you spoke about our province, which is Bulawayo.
Yes.
I am concerned about that figure.
It doesn't matter. What you can do is come up with your own specific question about Bulawayo. Because it's definitely pertinent. It's a very important issue. So ring fence it to Bulawayo province. Thank you.
You know what I was asking for, Honorable Speaker? If you can come back with a breakdown of the roads that add up to 600 kilometers when it comes next.
Okay. But like I said, please put that in writing and demand to find out which roads are those. As a separate and standing alone question so that it's properly addressed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Question number 90, Honorable Madziwanika.
Question 90, Mr. Speaker.
The Deputy Minister of Transport.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I would like to once again thank Honorable Madziwanika for his question where he asks the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure Development to consider allowing councils to retain the vehicle licensing function in light of the fast deteriorating road infrastructure of urban roads. Mr. Speaker, sir, vehicle licensing is a road user fee which is collected by the Zimbabwe National Road Administration as spelled out in the Roads Act, Chapter 13, subsection 18, as read with the Vehicle Licensing Act, Chapter 13, subsection 14. On an acquittal basis, meaning if a road authority fails to acquit on usage of funds, the road authority will not receive subsequent disbursements. Many urban councils have been failing to account for funds disbursed by Zinara over the years. Hence the poor state of roads for those urban councils. Given persistent capacity issues within urban councils, government extended ERRP2 to December 2026, with focus this year on rehabilitating bus routes in urban areas. This will go a long way in improving roads in the urban areas. However, Zinara funds do not fund ungazetted roads, which have increased over the years. with the mushrooming of improperly planned settlements in our urban areas. I so submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. Order. In terms of standing orders number 68, time for questions with notice is expired. Yes, Honourable Swander.
Ngiyabonga somlomo wedolobho bengicela ukuthi ithuba lembuzo lingezelele ngemzuzu engamachumi amabili.
Who seconds that?
I second, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Is there any objection? No objection, so we shall extend the questions with notice by an additional 20 minutes.
Supplementary.
So we carry on from the supplementary points. Yes, Honourable Madzimanika.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to thank the Honourable Minister for his response. However, Honourable Minister, the citizens of these towns, they are comparing the state of their roads when the funding was still under the custody of, when road transport tax was still under the custody of councils, as compared now, it's now under SNARA. The residents are complaining that the deterioration is actually accelerated at a higher pace than before. So how best can you try, Honourable Minister, to ensure that there is that improved efficiency? Now that we have raised that most councils have failed to acquit the road funds, do you have any policy to put safeguards to guard against abuse of those funds? I thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Madzimanika. Next time, address me, not the Minister directly. Yes, Honourable Deputy Minister of Transport.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I would like to thank Honourable Madzimanika for his supplementary question, where he raises the issue of the state of urban roads across the country. In response, I would like to refer to the need for capacity building of staff employed by our councils across the country. In many cases, it boils down to the need for capacity building of those involved in procurement so that they follow the required recommendations or regulations where procurement is concerned, but also the need to employ substantive procurement officers who make sure that funds received by Zinara are not used for other purposes, which is a trend amongst many of our councils who, when they receive funds for road development, end up using them for other overheads like salaries, payment of utilities and otherwise. So there is need to improve the staff involved in procurement, but also political decisions that are made in our urban councils should be made where funds that are received from Zinara should be used for the appropriate purpose and should not be diverted to any other use. In the terms of safeguarding, I believe that the safeguard that Zinara has is that when acquittals are not done in appropriate manner, therefore no further funding is released. And I believe that safeguard has been working. What we do need to do is improve the capacity of the councils that we are dealing with. I so submit.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable members, we shall stand over question number 91 up to question number 106 and take question number 107 under the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education. Question number 107, Honourable Hlachwa, you see? Okay, Honourable Minister, you may submit your written response. So even question number 108 received the same blow. Honourable Minister, please submit your written response for question number 108 as well. Okay, so we will indulge the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education to then answer question number 109, Honourable Mangwa. He's also left. So, Honorable Minister, please submit that as well, question 109. I don't want the Honorable Minister to go out without saying something. So, let me push it to Honorable Madzwanyiga, you've asked 2 questions. So maybe let's keep question 1010 and go to question. Is Honorable Chumandala there? Is not there? Okay, so we'll stand over question number 110 up to question number 113 and take question number 114. Honorable Mahlangu.
Number 114.
Right, the Honorable Minister of Primary and Secondary Education.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't have 114, I have 115. The paper that we got, we have 115, Honorable Mavudzi, 116. Honorable Mavudzi.
Is Honorable Mavudzi there?
Yeah, I don't have 114. We didn't receive 114.
Okay, so we'll defer that question to next week then. Okay. And since the other questions are not there, Honorable Minister, you may take your seat.
Thank you.
We'll stand over question number 115 and up to 136. And take question number 136, Honorable Machangu.
136.
Yes, the Honorable Minister of Mines.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Honorable Machangu is to ask the Minister of Mines and Mining Development to inform the House what alternative plans the government has in light of the fact that there is a declining global demand for asbestos. Honorable Machangu, Mr. Speaker, would like to know the economic utilization of the assets at Rishavane and Mashava. Mr. Speaker, Mashawa, Shambani, Mines or SMM remains under judicial management through the Ministry of Justice, with the Ministry of Mines working closely with the administrator. A new administrator, Mr. Munashe Shawa, has just been appointed, and he brings a lot of experience to this project. The administrator's job will be to unlock the economic potential of the assets. However, SMM currently holds a chrome mining lease. In fact, there are 3 to 4 active chrome wash plants that are in operation as we speak now. This is a signal that a successful transition from asbestos towards viable minerals is in progress. The ministry is committed to working with the administrator to expand these chrome operations and to also conduct a broader assessment of further economic uses of the SMM asset base, with the ultimate goal, Mr. Speaker, of protecting the livelihoods and the long-term economic sustainability of the communities in Rishavane and Mashawa. So I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Order, Honorable Deputy Minister Gata, did you have your responses for question number 109, 110, 111, 112, 13 up to 14. Did you have your written responses?
Yes, I do, up until 10 to 13, yes. And then 115 to 118.
No, I just wanted up to 114. You've got
Yes.
those.
I do have to 113, yes.
So please, you may submit your written responses on question number 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, and 114.
Okay.
Then the rest, we defer them.
Thank you.
Right, thank you. Right, we move on to question number, we will stand over question number 137 up to question number 141 and take on...
Sorry, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
You asked the Honourable Minister to submit on question 110. I'm around. So maybe she might submit only 109 and jump to the others. Thank you.
Oh, yes, sorry. Honourable Minister, question number 110, we defer it because of the agreement that we had of asking for 2 questions per ministry. So question number 110, you don't submit it, we will defer it to next week. Oh yes, right. We are standing over number 137 up to 140, and take on question number 141. Honorable Bajila is not in the house, so Honorable Minister of War Veterans, you may submit your written response. Then we move to question 142. Honorable Nkala.
Question 142.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Home Affairs.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. Question 142. To ask the Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage to apprise this House of the following relating machete wielding violence emanating from mineral resource-based conflicts in Bulawayo South. A. Detailed statistics on incidents of machete fights.
On a point of order.
The Honorable Minister. Yes, what is the point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think the response for this one was delivered by the Honorable Minister previous week.
Question 142 was responded to?
Yes.
Okay. Even better then. So, Honorable Minister, the Honorable Member is advising that this question was responded to the previous week. So, we move on to question 143. Honorable J. Is that in the House? All right, Honorable Minister, you may submit your response on question 143. Right. Order, Honorable Members. We have run out of the questions that we had for the ministers here. So, may I recognize the Government Chief Whip?
Mr. Speaker, I move that the House do not join.
Who seconds?
I second, Mr. Speaker.
It has been moved that the House do now adjourn. Is there any debate? I put the question that the House do now adjourn. Those who are of that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the ayes have it, the question is accordingly affirmed, and the House is adjourned. To what day, Honorable Chief Whip?
To tomorrow, Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
The House is adjourned to tomorrow. Thank you and good night. I didn't know that I look so beautiful, Honorable Chief Whip, that you call me Madam. All right, good night, thank you.